GM. This is a puppy. This is a puppy waiting for two. So if you hop in a BBM and it fires, don't blame me. Good morning, everyone. We'll start with the puppy. We'll do a BBM as probably our second or third draft, but we're already rocking and rolling. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Binniger, GM to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Likewise, B. Grandy, good morning. And Jasperucci, appreciate you so much. Wax Pack, indeed, everyone. I hope everyone's morning's starting well. And I hope everyone's first few drafts have gone well. We all were here aping in to get Jadarian Price while he was still listed at ADP of 90, and he has fallen to 66. I had initially put in some ranks that I now need to delete because they don't mean anything at all, but they are a little bit of a time capsule because they were pretty darn close to the ADP. But I had just taken a couple guys out or shifted some people around. But they do go to show that Jadarian Price, when things launched, and I hadn't adjusted him at all, his ADP was, where are you? Was 87, and I think that was like 3 picks ahead of his ADP. So good morning. Hey, good morning to you, Go AZ Cards. Hope you're having a good one. Appreciate you so much. Jets Drop Bombs, good morning. GM to you, Hartman. GM to you, Chad at Candelabra. Hey, appreciate you, Chris. Hope the legal work is cranking along today. I did figure out exposures. I did. And I wonder, can I open this in a new tab? Because I think if you open your exposures, let me see. 1 second. I'm opening my exposures in the other tab, and I think if I do that, I don't know if that's going to change these in here, but whether or not that refreshes it, yes, we do have exposures. Wilson's in at the 12. Awesome. Hey, Goods, a new member of Goods. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. We are back indeed. Let me get your candle rocking and rolling. I know you were previously and actually saw your candle. I actually have to figure out what to do when we get to rejoin, because I think you got gifted one. But either way, we're gonna light you a candle. We'll light you a candle. I have some things for candles for people who have been subbed for a longer time, but you know we've only had memberships live about a month, so we will see. We will see how those go. So all the all the running back or wide receivers are gone here. So let's take Genty first. I really like Genty. I think he should be going earlier than he is. I would love Genty Cook. If we get that, that'd be great. And we get it. So, all right. We get Genty Cook. Let's pull the board up. Take a breath. We got Wilson in the room. SMV, you're in here. I know you're in here, but I forget your username. Chris, I haven't logged into my workspace just yet. Client's getting an early morning reprieve until the second coffee. There we go. BPR Tyler, good morning. Good morning. For those of you who want to get a primer into the Superflex streets, I suggest you tune into PPR Tyler's stream last night. PPR Tyler is an outstanding Superflex player. He gives a lot of the broad overview of what you should and shouldn't do. Super helpful. I actually drafted a team today using his principles, and I think it came out better than any team I made last year without him. So make sure to check that out on PPR Tyler's stream. Jets Drop Bombs tried to figure out exposures, but unsuccessfully. So I think with the Sidekick, if you open it in another tab, it will pull them up. So I don't know though. I don't really have a great way to confirm. I guess yes I do. Jacobs. So it says I have 43% Jacobs, but here I have 29. So I'm thinking this didn't update. Maybe after my next pick, what I'll do is I'll go to I'll close this tab and open a new one. Hold on, wait, maybe I can do this on the fly. All right, let me shift to this tab. If I hit refresh here, let's see, does Devonta Smith move from 14%? He's still at 14. All right, we'll figure it out though. We will figure it out. I think you have to keep opening it for it to refresh. Okay, we'll figure it out. Emo Cowboy GM to you, Emo Cowboy. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Appreciate you so much. I do. Don't worry, Goods. I've not forgotten you. We'll get that candle rocking and rolling after our next pick. I have found there's a great temptation to take one of these running backs here. I think I'm not going to do it. Because at pick 59, you almost always get one of this Monty, Judkins, Scatabo, Tootin, Swift is there. Maybe they won't be because they've all risen up, but I do find whenever I take a running back here, I wish I had it. So I'm going to take Chris Olave, and we are going to see if we can't do it. It actually kind of probably helps that Wilson took 2 wide receivers here, because I think that makes it a little more likely that we get insulated and we get a minor fall on one of those backs at 59. So let's see what happens. We'll take Loveland here because this is a Loveland channel. Hey, morning to you, Cullian Hoffman. Appreciate you so much coming in, hanging out. Likewise, Greg, GM. Fellow long-suffering Dolphins fan. Appreciate you so much. Donnie Murphy, hey, thanks for coming in, hanging out. All right, Goods. Goods, appreciate you so much. Let's get this candle rocking and rolling. Goods, first of the day. Nice, clean. New Sharpie, too. New Sharpie here. Goods on 4/29/26. Awesome. Thank you so much, Goods. Really appreciate the support. It means a ton. Keeping the dream going of doing this more and more. So thank you so much. All right. Goods, thank you. All right. And of course, without further ado, we got Candle Cam going here. I gotta make, we production value is going to go up. We have to work on our production value. But again, thank you, Goods. PBR Tower asking the question on the minds of 4 people. Why am I not drafting Superflex? PBR Tower, I feel like people are less into watching Superflex. I'm sorry. The Superflex people are very vocal, but I don't think people want to watch me draft a Superflex team. And part of it's because everything I know from Superflex I've learned from you. And so they would just be watching a watered down version of PPR Tyler. And we can already do that by tuning into the Toxic Tower. I'm kidding, of course. I love the Toxic Tower. It is only enhanced. But no, I am not an expert in the Superflex streets. I consider this, yeah. Hey, Goods, appreciate you. Because no one can beat PPR. Yeah, exactly. No, there is no second best. Yeah, draft shaming. Unbelievable. We got some good Superflex run this morning. Jake, Mr. Vinegar was in my room. He was in my room this morning at 7:15 as I ate breakfast and drafted a Superflex team. All right, we're coming around. So Monty, Scatabo, and Judkins went here in a row at 51 through 53. So now we're down to see if we can get Tootin and or Swift. If we don't get Tootin or Swift, that's okay. I'll just, I will have to admit defeat and admit the draft landscape has changed. All right, we'll get at least one of them. Not bad. The sidekick wants Tootin, which I find interesting because I do have Loveland, so we need the Bears to be good for this to work. All right, let's take Swift here. So it paid off. It paid off pushing that because we didn't really end up needing 4 running backs. We were able to get a anchor receiver with Olave. Sidekick asking for Christian Watson. Of course, Caleb is pretty tempting on this team. But we really could end up letting wide receiver run away from us. Someone's going to get a nice price on Jadarian as he goes. We'll see who that is. We'll see if these guys take a 4th running back or if he goes to 65. I think Jadarian Price at 65 is going to age well, but we'll see. No worries, PPR Tyler. Again, I don't want to lead people astray. Things are looking up. Chad says Gray got a got Arch, a wide receiver 1, a versatile O-line piece, and Jacob Rodriguez. Oh my God. I know. We'll see how Arch Manning looks if he ends up being the consensus 1.1 when the season ends. Morning, CC. Morning, Bukowski. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Appreciate you so much. Likewise, Danny. Good morning. Good morning. And Purple Yosh. Purple Yosh, good morning to you. Hold your fire. Hold your fire in the eliminator streets. I know we're all chasing Purple Yosh, but don't draft that just yet. Without the bye weeks, you're really just vaporizing money. Sidekick ranks. We do have the sidekick up. It doesn't really. The sim kick doesn't really do ranks. Leg Up Industries does provide ranks that I don't have uploaded. Those are, please ignore the ranks in there. They're stale numbers I put in on day 1. So they're almost like a time capsule into like the first day of the draft. But I do actually need to kick those out. Skeletor, GM, Candle Warriors, GM to you, Skeletor. I hope your morning is starting off right. Again, appreciate each and every one of you. It is so fun to do this. Caleb Williams, again, he was tempting. I have to think, where is the Burden drafter? The Burden drafter took Burrow. I don't think Caleb's going to make it to me in this environment. That would be a huge fall. Yeah, there he goes. There he goes unstacked to a guy who got Bryce at 70. Jadarian Price at 70. Not bad. Not bad. Coda win a lot. Sweetleaf asking the question on all our minds. Any vibes on Rodgers from your times in Berg? I don't love that they put that weird tag on him, that right of first refusal tag, which sounds like something like Prima Nocta from Braveheart. I don't know what that's all about. If I'm assuming that's something that Rodgers knew was coming. I don't like if they blindsided Rodgers with something and he feels cornered. But I'm still drafting like he's coming back and it's him. But man, if he decides not to play, I have a lot of teams in bad shape. All right, the kick wants Pollard. I think I like Chris Godwin, and there's a few different running backs I'm okay with, I think. So let's take Godwin here and then see what the machine wants us to do. Wilson takes Harvey and Herbert. Mahomes, again, tempting. We have tons of that. Let's push it on this one, though. Let's take Pollard. He seems like such a big winner. He did not have a rank in my rankings, and I only went up to around 100. So I think he's been rising quite a bit, and I think he's going to continue to rise. I don't really understand his price at 86. I think he should be kind of in this range around Hubbard and Price there. And Hubbard's live to lose his job if Brooks is good and healthy. I mean, I don't think he has a huge moat there. So we'll have to see. Craig, think you could still hit eliminator and weekly winners if you stay in division? Pretty rare for teams in division to share a bye week. I thought they did sometimes share bye weeks. Weekly winners, I also feel like you're just... I guess if your weekly winner strategy is just like team bets and division bets, you could do it, right? Because they're going to play each other, so you can end up with like really strong correlations for whenever those teams play each other. And I don't think you're as worried about bye weeks in weekly winners. But the eliminator, I think you're live to just create a dead team off the rip. And I don't think you get enough. I just don't feel like there's enough edge in the ADP CLV you get now versus like not being able to plan around bye weeks. But I don't know. I feel like if you really want to draft a weekly winners, you could, but I'm not really deep in the weekly winner streets. PBR Tyler is correct. The side piece would have expert ranks loaded in and Price in the 4th round. I mean, the side piece is coming for all of us. Really, and that's just to get him a $5 million raise if you pay. Okay. Yeah. I wonder if the right of first refusal because the other teams came sniffing around like the Cardinals. Again, I just worry that if Rodgers wasn't in on it, because he could get a little wonky. It goes from okay, so if he's just getting more money, then he's probably fine. Oops. W4 Omega, sup early morning. Hey, W4 Omega, appreciate you so much. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Good morning to everyone. Indeed. Wilson likes Singleton later instead of the other Titans tailbacks. Wilson, you give yourself away. Tailback. I feel like you're a true hand in the dirt ball knower there. But yeah, I like Singleton over Spears if I'm gonna make a late bet. All right, let's see. The sidekick says Goff. I can't imagine taking Goff over Love when I have Christian Watson. I'm not there. I'm gonna take Love here. The sidekick lets me put him in the queue. I just think if Love Watson makes too much sense for me to ignore. Wilson takes, and then again, people are foaming at the mouth to take Tyler Shuck. Do we want Tyler Shuck or do we want Baker? Oof. I could see Shuck flipping Baker by the time this is said and done. I'm going to defer this one to Shuck just because Olave is kind of an anchor wide receiver. So this lineup is dead if he's not really good. And by extension, I think Shuck has to be cooking. So we'll take Shuck there. In a vacuum, probably still taking Baker over him, but I don't know. Go AZ Cards, called insurance post-draft, no decision who's blindsiding. That's fair. Rodgers is just a weird cat, though. Just teams that play the Dolphins. Yeah, just stack running backs against the Dolphins and print money. Rodgers probably not going to like a lowball tender off a rumor. He wants more money. I assume like a one-year deal money's kind of fake. Like teams can just conjure up money to pay someone for 1 year as long as they're not on the hook for forever. Bayou Bengal fan. Hey, GM to you. What's going on, everyone? Appreciate you so much, Bayou Bengal. Bayou Bengal active in a lot of the streams himself, first of all. If you don't sub to Bayou Bengal, you should. But very, active in other stream chats, and I always appreciate that. Hope you're having a great morning, Bayou Bengal. Go collect GM to you. Is it a tailback, halfback, or running back? I was always in on tailback, meaning tailback and halfback were just fancy, just not a fullback. Not a fullback. Depends how old you are. The sidekick has been subpar, says Coolian. Uh-oh. We did Top Click Tuesday, and I think the team came out good. I think the team came out pretty good, even if it made me take Bucky Irving. 37. Just a ball knower. I'm toying with the Sims, and I gotta say, I don't know. Emo sketchy by the Sims. Sims later in the season, but right now, yikes. I agree with that. The Sims will get better as it has more information. That's my take. GM Brett, GM, appreciate you so much coming in, hanging out. Hope you're morning. Starting off well. Cooley and Hoffman agrees with Emo there. Wilson, do you think going heavy on one team, like I have 5 Chargers, is a bad idea my first time trying it? I think we were doing this more last year. I think people were into those mega team stacks, and it's just fallen out of favor. It didn't really work. Like, you didn't have any of those offenses that turned into like a mega smash. But I'm willing to try it again. I don't want to do it every time. Let me make my pick here. What do we want to do? Not the most fun range. McMillan is here, who I do like. The machine wants CJ Stroud. Ugh. I don't know if I want Jonathan Brooks. I'm gonna take. I thought I was gonna take Stroud. Slow fingers. All right. So do we still want Stroud? Now the machine wants Omar Cooper. Woof. Yeah, I guess I'll take Omar. I haven't taken much Omar Cooper since he landed in New York, but there we go. New York Jets news, by the way, might be signing Russell Wilson. That feels absolutely terrible for Geno Smith bags. Absolutely terrible. So we'll see. Bye. You're absolutely driving to work, listening to you on my phone. Hey, appreciate that. Hope you're having a good ride into work. Thanks so much. Skeletor, the only back I like are the scat back. There it is. There it is. Cowboys worked. Yeah. I'm thinking. Yeah, I think that's probably the closest to the Giga team bet that worked. I'm trying to remember if Ferguson was useful late. Because obviously Lamb and Pickens had their weeks they smashed. Dak had some good weeks. And Javonte was good. But that's like a really expensive one. That's a super expensive team mega. I like the ones where they're spread out. Like the Chargers is a good example. Like they're kind of expensive if you end up with Hampton and Ladd, but you can do it with like Hampton, and if you skip Ladd, you can get some cheap parts. But yeah, it is a kind of a disfavored tactic, and I wonder if it hits this year, if we'll probably see it done a ton next year. Wilson says, I can slow down my picks if it helps. I'm just getting lucky, and the players I'm wanting are still there. I mean, again, also, if you're 150 maxing this thing, then I see no problem like experimenting with different ideas like that. But yeah, I don't want every single one of my teams to have 5 or 6 of a single team. Did Scat have tightrope? I believe he did. I believe that's what the surgery ended up being. Round 12 and gets your 4th wide receiver. What a difference a year makes. I know. Oh yeah, I haven't had the board up. I'm sorry, folks. Let me put the board up so people can see what's going on. But yeah, go easy cards. I mean, who would have thought? Who would have thought? And this year, again, we only got 3 wide receivers through 7. We got Olave, Watson, and Godwin. I do like these 3 as starting wide receivers. I think Godwin is live to massively outstrip his ADP this season. Not useful late, still got you there. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Moonshiner, first of all, good morning to you. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. On day 1 or a few hours, in how many price teams were you able to grab? I can only play or able to play on DraftKings with a few teams with him over 120. I did not get price anywhere near 120, so that's pretty sick if you did, Moonshiner. Yeah, my day 1 draft, there was a lot of race to grab price, and he went around pick 65 in most of them. Goliath says, Woof might be out on Scat this year. Tightrope has a bad track record. Yeah. He is younger than the other examples, which get brought up, like Tony Pollard and Mark Andrews when it happened. But yeah, it's definitely not without risk. I will say, though, the Giants not drafting a running back has me thinking they are at least of the mind that that it's not too terrible. I think we just take Cam Ward here. We got Cam Ward, Pollard. We got a little Titan situation going. I think that is more than okay. Juwan Johnson is here. Yeah, I guess we do Juwan Johnson. They did take Delp, but I can't act like that's gonna scare me. I think that's being a little cowardly. So let's take Juwan Johnson here. So for the audio listeners, we're up to a 3-5-4-2. We got Jordan Love, Tyler Shuck, and Cam Ward. Ashton Genty, James Cook, DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard, and Jonathan Brooks. Wide receiver room, Chris Olave, Christian Watson, Chris Godwin, and Omar Cooper, and Colston Loveland, and Juwan Johnson. Not too bad of a team. I think if we can land some late receivers, we'll be cooking. Tightrope, schmite rope. I'm with you, PPR Tyler. He's just hashtag built different. But yeah, I mean, if he loses any speed, we could really be in trouble. But we'll see. I'm not worried. I am not too worried. But yeah, obviously, if it has been known to sap explosivity, and we do need that. We are going to need that from Scatabo. we are going to need him willing to run through walls for us. But again, I have to think that the team that knows the situation best, that didn't add anything to the running back room, must feel pretty good about the recovery timeline. All right, let's check in on some people. So Wilson, what have you been up to? Wilson's got a 2.552. He's got Ken Walker and Hampton, Zay Flowers, Ladd, and Hertz. So he double tapped Hertz and Lemon there. RJ Harvey, Herbert, QJ, Gadsden. So yeah, so he's got Herbert, QJ, Gadsden, and a Ladd on the team. McMillan, Tyrone Tracy, Hunter Henry, and Brian Robinson. I mean, I really like this team. I don't see any issues myself with it. So I'm in on that, Wilson. Billy, go draft a Superflex. The Superflex people are the most vocal community in best ball. But you know, at least there's a nice big Superflex contest for the people. Team sounds good so far. Yeah, appreciate that, Bayou Bengal. I like the way this one's coming out. Of course. Oh, I was talking to PPR. Oh, gotcha. Sorry, Quillian. Yes. Yeah, but no, PPR is right though. I got to step in. PPR Tyler is right about Scat. We simply don't worry. Ridley goes. I would have taken Ridley with this Cam Ward team, but that's okay. We also probably don't need another running back. So even though two guys I like, Johnson and Singleton, are here, I think we're going to end up passing on that in this room. Let's see what J Lack Bub does before we ape into anything here. He takes Gino. Get ready to learn Russell Wilson, Bub. All right, I'll take Gunnar Helm. I think I'll take Gunnar Helm here. Lock up our another member of the Cam Ward situation. I thought Wilson would probably take Stowers over him because he does have Jalen Hurts, but you never know. People might have player takes. And of course, we'll take Jeremy Bernard. He has been rising, might continue to rise. But you know, slot receiver in Pittsburgh could end up being a decent role. So we'll take that. We will take that shot. Do I love having Omar Cooper and Jeremy Bernard as wide receiver 4 and 5? Not really. Maybe took too many detours. We did take Loveland early. But hey, that's the world we live in. These teams just aren't as comfy as they used to be. Tracy Bull stand up. You can be a Tracy Bull if you want. I think he's perfectly draftable, but yeah. But I think Scat is gonna be really good, barring like additional injury here. Hold on. Gotta make sure. All right. We're good. The water's just right for the super flex hot tub. Indeed, the water's fine. The water is fine. There might be sharks in the hot tub though. I mean, if PPR is in there, you got to be careful. Is there any truth to Juwan Jennings maybe going to the Vikings? I saw something on that. Hopefully not. I did see that too. I saw people saying that he was in talks with the Dolphins and the Vikings. Personally, I don't feel like the Vikings would be that bad for the Addison people. I think Addison clearly is more talented. The Vikings wide receiver 3 right now is Ty Felton, who is Ty Felton. I mean, third round pick that barely played last year. I think they are very live to add someone. And if it's Jennings, I think that actually probably makes some sense. Wilson's like Stowers over Goddard. Stowers is definitely the more fun click than Goddard. I know on ship chasing last night, they were debating the Stowers stuff. And I can't remember who. There were good arguments on both sides. I'll say that. But they did a really good job breaking that down. I heard Superflex draft. No, they don't. Go Easy Cards. Every time I drafted Superflex last year, I lost half my audience. And that could be skill issue, right? That could be me. All right, I'm willing to say that's possible, but I don't know. I don't think people like Superflex as much. Standing tall, Pip says Brett. Killian Slay probably starts slow and finishes strong, so I will. Oh, scat. Okay, I'm like desperately trying to figure that out. I hope he doesn't start slow. I'll say that. Tracy probably starts as a stop it. Go easy cards. Can't believe I even brought that up. We don't need to bring that kind of bad juju in here. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Did I miss? I already missed on my guy, didn't I? Antonio. Yeah, Antonio Williams is gone. Unfortunately, gone are the days of him being free every time. Jatavion Sanders. I kind of do like that click. Chris Bell, Surratt, Branch. Let's mix up who we take. I'll take Zachariah Branch. I'll take Zachariah Branch. I mean, he's absolutely live to be Atlanta's wide receiver too. So we'll take him. Wow, Hollywood Brown goes. Ted Hurst. Ted Hurst and Chris Godwin, I feel like, are a little bit of an odd fit together here. So maybe now I do wish I had ended up with Baker, but that's okay. Let's take Ted Hurst. So really rookie-heavy wide receiver room. Don't build a ton of teams like this. It ends up being a 3-5-7-3. Jordan Love, Tyler Shuck, Cam Ward. Ashton Genty, James Cook, DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard, Jonathan Brooks. So far, so good. No complaints about QB and RB room. Wide receiver, Chris Olave, Christian Watson, Chris Godwin, Omar Cooper, Jeremy Bernard, Zachariah Branch, Ted Hurst. We're really going to need Olave, Watson, and Godwin to carry us early. But we'll see. We'll see. I think there's upside in this room. I really do feel like there is a fair amount of upside here. And then Loveland, Juwan Johnson, Gunnar Helm, I think it's an elite tight end room. So don't mind the team. Not comfortable. Not comfortable, but it ends up working out. Wilson, he landed the plane. How did he land the plane? After Stowers, he took Skylar Bell and Hollywood Brown. He said he wanted Branch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's so many. The good thing is there's so many of these late darts that, again, if I get sniped on Branch, then Hurst is there, then Chris Bell is there, Surratt is there. Like, I'm just mixing in these guys. I don't want to get like giga concentrated on them on April 29th. If we start getting a late season drum beat or a late summer drum beat, might start switching that up more. But there's a lot of very similar bets to be making, including Skylar Bell in there. All right, let's see. Chris says, I think another big streamer went live and it wasn't Superflex. Well, no, I mean, we'll see. Chad, you could draft the fantasy hockey team and I would watch that. Appreciate that. It wouldn't go very well. I do want to do a couple World Pups, but it might go badly, because that's one of those, like, you feel like you know the landscape and then realize I know way less soccer players than I do football players. We love Tracy in the tower. Well, I mean, hey, I have no problem with the Tracy people, but it doesn't have to be an either or thing with Scatabo. Chris agrees. Appreciate that. Centex, Ted Hurst, is he going to play over Tez Johnson? He might actually be the wide receiver. Yeah, it's risky. But I feel like if it hits, he could have like end up with a really good role on the team. And I don't think he does the same thing. I don't think he's the same type of player as Tez Johnson. But yeah, he's not a guy I want like tons and tons of. But I feel like the bull case on Ted Hurst is very good. It was a fun draft. Appreciate that. Antonio Williams went at pick 186 to Prolly here, who also took Calvin Ridley that I wanted. And he got, Aaron Rodgers, pick 210. Pick 210. Moonshiner, thanks for the podcast. You're doing great work. Hey, appreciate that, Moonshiner. Thanks so much. It means a lot. That it wouldn't go well is reason to draft. That's fair. People do love the disaster drafts. All right. BBM. All right, let's do one. Waiting for 11. Oh, all right. I can try to get in a puppy if this isn't going to... You know what? All right. If we really want the most friends and family draft in the history of drafts, we can wait for this to fill. But if it's slow, I'll get over into a puppy. I might be getting over into a puppy. Let's see. We will see. I'm surprised. I thought we were still in the everyone's aping into drafts part of the year. And that we're not. We're not. Wilson, I'm off chat, and fellas, you guys have a good rest. You too, Wilson. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks for drafting. I really like the team you ended up building there. Waiting for 8. All right, we'll stick it out. We will stick it out. My goodness. We got Feeding the Ducks going. By the way, if you can, please drop a like. Please sub to the channel. These things all help keep the lights on. And a huge thanks, of course, to Goods, last year's big board winner, the reigning champion over there on Candle Cam. Thank you again so much, Mr. Goods. I really appreciate that so much. Waiting for 6 in Best Ball Mania draft. All right, so I think we're gonna be firing soon. We'll see. In the ideal world, we'll do another draft after this, but we will see. Let me update the. Give me a second. I'm gonna update the timestamps so people can see, because people like those. All right, Puppy 1, and we are 36 minutes into the program. BBM. All right. I think as a programming note, I'll probably try to do 1 BBM per stream. I think if I start doing more than that, I'm going to run out of Best Ball Mania bullets kind of early. So try to do 1. Some days we won't do any. But that, gosh, I keep getting the 6-7 picks. I keep getting the 6-7 picks. We got Jasper in here. We got Jasper at the 2, B Grandy at the 4, myself at the 6. JGFC, I don't know if they're here, but definitely high volume drafter, in at the 7. Biff Tannen, aka Cullian, at the 11. If I missed you, please, please, please let me know. Gosh, I keep getting the same picks. If I look at my completed Best Ball Mania, let me see. Interesting exposures here. But yeah, we have no Gibbs. We have no Bijan. We have 1 Jamar Chase. We have no Puka. We have no Jackson Smith and Jigba. So we have gotten 1 top 5 pick in all of our BBMs so far. I mean, we haven't done a ton of them, but it is a little annoying. We've been really backloaded. Hartman notes, Jadarian Price already adjusted. Might as well just wait for the schedule. Yeah. No point in drafting now. No point in drafting now. Let's see what Bowen does. He takes Puka. All right. I mean, I'm just going to take Jonathan Taylor here. I think it's going to be easier to adjust exposures late. Do I want to do something crazy? Take Genty? Yes. Do I need to do that in my 7th BBM draft? No. I think I'm okay starting with Jonathan Taylor here. I'm with you, B Grandy. Let's get the likes up. I haven't even looked, but I know sometimes it's suboptimal. Yeah, feels lonely. Yeah, at least even if we don't get any new Wax Pack members, new subs always appreciated. This is a Wax Pack family draft, 100%. 100%. Brett's been getting bad slots too, but we'll get the good ones in August. There we go. There we go. Chris, unless we're celebrating my month of membership, I cannot rejoin. Well, again, we're going to, there will be candle upgrades coming. There will be candle upgrades. I need to figure out the best way to keep track of that. But yeah, 3 is the highest. I've been 6 or later most of the time. Yeah, exactly. I have 1 draft so far. It's been rough. It's been rough. Moonshiner, I do my my DraftKings stuff mostly off stream, but I do occasionally do DK. All right, we got Jonathan Taylor. Malik Neighbors is at the top of the queue. Jeremiah Love goes. The machine wants Drake London. All right, fine. Fine. I'll do Drake London. I don't take a lot of... I find myself doing a lot of running. I mean, look at this. In a train, Cook, Genty, A-Chain, Henry, Barkley, Ken Walker, I was tempted to take Chase for him, but you know what? Let's try something. Let's listen to the sidekick for once. Brett saying, I love 11 and 12 getting. I think I'd rather 10 than 6 9. I have liked drafting at the end of the board, but we will see. This is going to be a tough room. A lot of friends and family in here. Jasper here. He gets Bijan, Chase, Rice. I mean, that's such a nice start. If I could start every single of my drafts like that, I would just snap call and do that. That feels like a really good start. Like, that's going to be so much better than Jonathan Taylor, Drake London, and whomever I get at 30. Just saying. All right, let's see. Sidekick has Breece Hall. The machine has T. Higgins after that. I do like Devonta Smith. He's in 3rd right now on the kick. Let's see what happens. I've kind of mentally gone back and forth on who I like more, Higgins or Devonta. I'm curious as to what the sidekick is saying. I'm going to take T. Higgins over Breece. I'm going to bank that I can do okay in these mid rounds at running back. I really do like T. Higgins. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are closer than you would think in their points per game output. They're kind of weird. I like getting Higgins in the 3rd round. I think that's just fine. Obviously, I would rather have Jamar Chase. But if you told me you could only draft one, you could never draft the other. So you could either be taking Chase around pick 3 or Higgins around pick 30 to 35. I think I would only take Higgins. I wonder how people would play it. Like, at cost, I'm talking. Like, if you just had to skip them forever. I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit of arbitrage there, getting Higgins in the 3rd round. Not that I'm out on Chase. Please don't hear what I'm not saying. All right, so we got 2 people going running back, CMC, Love, and Breece, and then Biff Tannen going Cook, Henry, and Etienne. Brett says Higgins for sure. Yeah. I mean, I certainly think it's debatable, because Jamar Chase could be the wide receiver 1 on the whole. I mean, we're drafting him like he's the wide receiver 1 on the whole year. But again, cost adjusted, it's kind of interesting. All right, let's see. Bucky Irving. God. I will say, if you're drafting with me, you do know some of my tendencies, and one of them is that I really don't like Bucky Irving. The only Bucky I took was against my will when we were doing Top Click Tuesday yesterday. All right, Lad goes. See what JGFC does. He's thinking, I'm thinking. He takes Scatabo at pick 42. Calm down, brother. Oh my God. All right. I'm going to live my truth. I'm going to take Loveland here. I'm going to take Loveland. So there we go. We got Jonathan Taylor, Drake London, T. Higgins, and Colston Loveland here. So let's see what goes on. David Montgomery goes at pick 45 to be great. Gosh, I should have known this was going to be a really sweaty room. So JGFC, he takes Scatabo at 42 after taking CMC, Love, Breece Hall, and now Scat. So just the running back situation is just absolutely mental right now. Just absolutely nuts. We'll see what the room gives to us, though. Higgins falls into the 40s, which is great. Not no more since you. I didn't ruin it. I don't have nearly enough pull to move ADPs. Let's be clear on that. But I did take him in this room, so who knows where he would have gone, because I took him at pick 30. Sidekick wants Tootin. Let's see what Bowden does. Does he see the writing on the wall with the running backs? He does not. Oh gosh, I prefer Judkins to Tootin. This is the sound. This is the sound of capitulation, I'm afraid. This is me capitulating, taking buy shell Tootin. I couldn't even bear to click it. Wow, JGFC takes Jadarian Price. JGFC, with all due respect, what are you doing, dude? I don't think taking 5 running backs in a row can be right. I really don't. I don't think that can be right. You're going to hit the finals and you're telling me 2 of your first 5 players aren't going to play? Get out of here with that. I don't care what sims you're using. They're wrong. That's utter nonsense. CMC, Love, Breece Hall, Cam Scatterboat, Jadarian Price. Okay, good luck, pal. Good luck. Brett says, who's got 2 legs out of the 2? I missed what you're referring to. Sidekick does hate DJ Moore. That is true. It hates DJ Moore and it doesn't like taking Josh Allen either. I would have been happy taking Price at 67. It's just annoying when somebody takes all the running backs and then screws the whole market up. It just irritates me. Take another one. Why not? Why not? He's probably going to take Joe Burrow from me now because why take wide receivers? Dear God. Dear God. Let's see what happens. He takes Marvin Harrison. Do we want Burrow? The sidekick seems to want me to take Chuba. I'm okay not taking Chuba. Let's take Joe Burrow. We need T. Higgins to be legit. We'll take Joe Burrow. JGFC going to be relying on Jontavian Wicks and Jerry Jeudy on a weekly. I just don't understand it. Just intuitively, like there's no way that can be the best way to draft. Judkins Tootin decision. That's where I was at. I all summer or all spring I was taking Judkins, not Tootin, and I capitulated. I completely capitulated today, and I took Tootin. I thought they were going to draft someone, and they didn't. I don't like the Tootin Price, but I don't want to have none of the Liam Cohen. Probably RB1. Seems bad. JGFC has been doing this every draft I've been with. All right. I know he's a high volume drafter and knows what he's doing, but I've seen people do this and I just don't think it's right. And I don't like being in rooms when it happens because it just screws up the whole board. And I feel like I end up with a worse team. Higgins is the pick at 36, Burrow at 60. Get your combo. Avoid the. I mean, I'm happy with getting Burrow there. I feel like that is more than fine. All right, what do we want to do here? Let's take Parker Washington. Let's build a Jag situation here. Let's build a Jag situation here. I know passing on Jalen Warren's going to make this uncomfortable, but we're going to get uncomfortable this draft. We're going to get a little uncomfortable. So we'll see. Perfectly Cromulate listening. GM brother listening at work. Happy. Hey, appreciate you, Perfectly Cromulate. I hope you're having a great start to your day. Happy drafting or happy working, I guess, Steve. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate that. Hartman says MHA was a borderline first round pick not long ago. He's good. Well, I think history has borne out that MHJ might not be the prospect we thought. I guess that's my issue. We're really holding on to that draft capital that's getting further and further in the rearview mirror. I'm really struggling to get there. Oops. Toot, still plenty of time to hop. I mean, I'm reluctantly on the board. I'm giving like a half-hearted Toot Hartman. Thought this is what the Sims liked. Wonder how he lands the plane. Well, we'll find out together. Let me keep the board up. People can see what's going on. Yeah, whenever people are doing really weird stuff, like sometimes it's like nice because you get value on other things, but it doesn't really work that way, especially when you're in the 6 hole like this. I'm not benefiting from anything. And then everyone's reaching for running backs, and it just generally is just kind of the suck. Knowing the running back situation, would you have pivoted to Bucky? Even now, I'd rather not have Bucky. And then someone takes T-Law. Dear God. Dear God. All right. Well, what's T-Law's ADP? Okay, I couldn't have expected T-Law to come back, but I was kind of hopeful he would. All right, let's see. JGFC doesn't take a running back. Shocker. All right. The machine wants Jacoby. I don't really want to take Jacoby. I'd rather take Manungai. Speaking of capitulation. Not a huge Manungai guy, but they didn't add anyone. This is like team capitulation. You guys know, if you were watching, I did not take Tootin or Manungai. And now I've got both of them here. Just shows you got to adjust your priors. I think Manungai was a winner at the draft. Chicago didn't add a running back. So for the audio listeners, we got Burrow, Jonathan Taylor, Bichelle, Tootin, Kyle Manungai. Wide receiver room, Drake London, T. Higgins, Parker Washington, and Colston Loveland. I actually don't mind this team. I don't mind this team. I think it's just fine. It's just fine. And again, JGFC drafting 5 running backs didn't really impact me, right? Like, you know, it was a little wonky, like Scatabo not making it around. Man, I didn't have the choice between probably one of these backs, Henderson, Bucky, and Irving. Excuse me, Montgomery and Irving. But I ended up taking a running back in that same spot anyway. I had the choice between Tootin and Judkins. It didn't really affect me that much. But I think maybe in the later rounds, it might get a little bit squirrely. So we'll see. We'll see. Greg said, sadly, I think this tactic works. He turned a 2 of 12 into a 2 of 10 because teams only have 2 backs. Maybe, but I don't know. I think we'll be okay here. The machine wants Blake Corum. This feels a little like any port in a storm. Corum kind of after ADP in this room. I think I agree with the sidekick here. It's not like there's a good wide receiver I can take. I don't need to panic and take another quarterback. So we'll take Blake Corum. I think that's fine. He also dodged, the Rams bringing in any real competition there too. So I think, his role kind of was on an upward trajectory as the year went on. So at worst, he's going to have awesome contingent upside. And at best, he's in that kind of nice near even split on a good offense. Good says, I will not be betting on Carson Beck's wide receiver 1 to win $2 million. Unfortunately, I already made that bet because I have a ton of Michael Wilson. And I think JGFC is betting on Carson Beck's wide receiver 2. But, I agree. I agree in principle with what you're saying. Carson Beck going there, man. I had a ton of Wilson pre-draft. I am backing off massively. My Wilson bag is infinite. Me too, Jasperucci. Me too. I thought at worst they were going to have Ty Simpson. And somehow it got really worse. It's like playing poker with someone who doesn't play. But this guy I would disagree. I would say I know this guy plays a lot of poker, but he plays like loose aggressive. So what he does doesn't mean anything. Like they might be raising with garbage and you just have no idea because they're raising every time. All right, let's see what Worm and our friend JGFC do here. He's going to take Josh Downs. I know it. I've peered into the future. He took Josh Downs. All right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do something weird. We're going to take Chris Rodriguez. They don't teach you this in streamer school. Let's take C-Rod. Let's say we got Tootin and C-Rod. We're going to grab. I feel like I clicked that and I kind of hate it and wish I had taken Wan'Dale, but we're gonna do it. LaQuint Allen is going to be really annoying, but I think the touchdown market share from the rushing touchdowns will mostly be Tootin and C-Rod. So I don't know. You guys can tell me if you think that sucks or not. I personally don't hate that kind of handcuff because, we're in the 10th round. It's sort of cheap. I don't know. You guys tell me if you think that's bad. This is probably going to end up being a 6 running back team. I don't know. Guys. We'll see. Perfectly Cromulent. I'm 100% out on the Cardinals player. Too much of a circus. No chance I'm betting on a late season back. Yeah. For me, the big flip is I won't admit this, but I'm Bowers over McBride now. I don't like the idea of week 17. I get a McBride team to the finals and Carson Beck is the quarterback. That I would much rather the cards flip over and I have a Mendoza Bowers stack. That sounds way better to me. It definitely feels like an eliminator or regular season prize strategy. Taking both. Yeah, it might be bad. It might be bad. Oh, we take Malik Willis. If we're going to take an unstacked quarterback, it's Malik Willis. Hands down here. Hands down. I love me some Malik Willis. Right at ADP. Let's go. Let's go. Monangai or Swift better at cost? I think Swift, but I think Swift is just better than Monangai, and he's not that much more expensive. And I think, to me, he's more of the RB1, but it is a pretty even split. And it's hard for me to now say Monangai after I didn't take him all summer. Or spring, rather. Donnie Murphy, grabbing wide receivers is pissing. What's taking 5 straight running backs? It's like like being on a steroid cycle. It's like doping at the gym. It's just too much. Tracy would tie the room together. I think I missed the bus on that. Or no, he hasn't gone yet. Donnie Murphy, is it only me who loves handcuffing? No, Houston backfield's a great one to do. I'm totally in on handcuffing that. Brett says, I like the double Jags running back. You already know. Yeah. I think it's fine. We'll see. Goazy Cards and JGF, you both have similar builds currently in a different order. We're not so different, you and I. Maybe that's why I'm so viscerally opposed to it. I see myself in it. I see myself in it. Brett says, if everyone does that, I will pull up everyone's handcuffs. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a popular strategy. And I'd love to see the numbers on it, to be honest. Someone who's better at math than me tells me what they think. Because yeah, I am curious as to the viability of it. We definitely need a wide receiver. And my gosh, they're all gone. They're all gone. Pre-bunked asking, at the risk of pocket watching, an estimated bankroll of entries you're shooting to play. I'll probably end up if I max BBM, that's 3750. Same on DK. And then between puppies and some of these single entry stuff, I don't know. It adds up quickly. It adds up quickly for sure. I wouldn't say I have some like upper cap, but I don't play like the $500 contest, so it's not gonna like get out of like get huge. I don't play the like nosebleed stakes. Don't we just take Jalen McMillan here? I think we have to. I think he's a nice pick. Let's grab McMillan. Lord knows we needed a wide receiver. So I think that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, mostly just the flagship best ball contests. I mean, they launched so many of the, the War Room or the, what are they? The like $25 ones. I forget the names of all the different dog breeds. But we'll definitely be maxing like the flagships. Chris, I'm going to try for about 6K this year overall on underdog, same as last year, return 9K from best ball. Yeah. Yeah, and I guess if you include pre-draft, it'll be a little over that, but something like that. Houday, Washington double tap running backs is my favorite. You have to pentuple tap them, Houday. They have so many running backs now. Hold on, let me make my pick. Let me make my pick, and then we can discuss the that situation there. Gosh, I kind of want. Do we want Cam Ward or Bryce Young? Do we want Ward or Young? We want one of them. Let's take Cam Ward. I think he's a touch easier to backstack, but people have been frothy for Ridley, so we'll see if we even can get that. But we'll take Cam Ward. Let's get to 3 quarterbacks. I do think this team needs that. So they have Krosky Merritt. They have Rashad White. So I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. But the problem is they also signed Jerome Ford. They also have Jeremy McNichol. and then they drafted Katron Allen. So I would not double tap them until training camp, because I would be very afraid of double tapping the wrong guys. I don't think Krosky Merritt has a stranglehold on the early down work. So I would be cautious that you could do that and then end up like not having them. And I don't think they're going to get more expensive. I don't think the market's priced in the risk, but I think they're kind of, if tomorrow they announce that it's going to be Krosky, Merritt, and White with one of those other three, or one of the other three as the sprinkling in, I don't think they change. But I think there is like an extinction risk with those guys. Brett says, I will be the guinea pig for the 90s style of drafting back long before best ball. Yeah, back in the we were taking Sean Alexander in the true workhorses. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Chig is a nice pick. Gosh, there are some nice running backs here, like Brian Robbins. I don't think we need running backs though. I think this team does need to load up on wide receiver at this point. I'm gonna queue up Calvin Ridley. I think he does make sense. I like Tesla probably a little more in a vacuum, but I don't really want to go to bat with a totally unstacked Cam Ward. So let's take Ridley here. Pull up the board so people can see what's going on. Pre-bunked asking Brett, Mike Nichols, do you like grunge music? I don't know. Brett, if you want to answer. And you still have Gunnar Helm, indeed. Brett, I'm on the positive side of DK. I only do small drafts, but at least I profit. Yeah, DK is kind of my white whale. 2 years ago, I had 12 teams in the semis and didn't get one through. Last year, I missed a really nice, like, high-ish dollar final. I got second in my pod on, like, when Travion got hurt. That was a guy we both had Ramondre, and I thought I was safe without realizing like his Ramondre was replacing 3 points and mine needed to replace like 20. It was a dreadful run out. The team it was a costly second place. Allen and JCM are the same guy. Make a choice. Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty there. Go Easy Cards doesn't mind JGFC's team. Well, you're also like you're anti-scat. You're telling me Wilson's bad. I mean, my goodness, Go AC Cards. We'll check in on him, though. I'm hoping learning from you guys will help me in this world. Let me give you some alpha, Brett. This chat, extremely sharp. If you learn anything, pay attention to the people in chat. They're really good drafters. And we try to keep an eye on other sharp drafters when we're drafting with them. I saw a Gunnar Helm shout, and I actually do agree. I think now is the time to grab all Gunnar Helm on this team. So we're now up to a 3-5-5-2. 3-5-5-2. But no, Brett, these communities are very helpful. They're willing to talk things out and are pretty sharp. Willie MM, GM, but always find a way to lurk. Well, I appreciate that, Willie MM. I appreciate that. And so, yeah, thanks so much for coming. Lurkers number 1. Brett likes all music. There we go. Pre-bunk, very helpful. It's been profitable. 15 years playing best ball since before the game was invented. A pioneer. Go Easy Cards loves all ASU players. I can't even say that because I don't like Ayuk. I'm not an Ayuk guy, so I can't even say I like all ASU players. And I remember when the Dolphins took, was it Hogan? I think his name was, like a second round wide receiver who just couldn't hold on to the ball. Derek Hagan. Yeah, not great. I have a hard time with players coming off season-ending injuries. My downfall. What? Sure. Modern medicine has come a long way. Go Easy Cards. Chris G. Hey, GM to you, Chris G. Appreciate you so much. Thanks for coming in, hanging out. Chris G of Dog Bowl fame. My God. Chris G, appreciate that. Pre-Bunk says that's not true. There was best ball well before Underdog. I believe you, But it was, man, must have been the niche of niches at that point. We're coming up though. Let's see, what do we want to do? Well, we got some fun clicks we can make. Brett says, I enjoy the Brilliance and Towers Discord. Those guys help, but I like your, yeah, though that Discord is very good for sure. Slappy Central, that's where I hang out a lot. Davis Maddox Discord. That is another place I spend a lot of time. Those guys are awesome there. But agree on the Toxic Tower. Let's take Dijon Stribling. Let's take Mr. Stribling. I mean, if the Niners take a wide receiver at pick 33, who am I to not draft them? That feels like a dumb way to lose. So we'll take Stribling here. Houday excited to max the contest in August after the big Albatross wins come through. Oh. My golf drafting went really badly, Houday. It went bad. So yes, I'm very happy for you who will be receiving big Albatross money. That reminds me, by the way, one and done for the week. Right now I'm on Siwoo Kim. Is he the best course fit in the world? No. All the content's going to tell you need a bomber. Is Siwoo Kim a bomber? No. He's not short off the tee, but he's definitely not long. He's not long, but I love his approach numbers. I also will caveat this by saying if you still have Scotty and you don't have the Tour Championship, this is a very good time to use Scotty. He sets up well here, and so many of the top flight are not playing. Last week I used Scotty. A lot of the reason was Rory was out. I thought he would come in low owned, and we lost in a playoff. That kind of sucked. That's like $1.5 million difference. But this week, if you still have Scotty, I think he's a great deploy. If you have Cam Young, he's a great pick. But if like me and you've used both, you obviously cannot. All right, I want to draft Greg Dulcich to pair with my guy Malik Willis, and then we'll figure out our last pick. So there we go. Greg Dulcich off the board to our team, and we will take one of those fun wide receivers I said. Again, I'm pretty agnostic. There's a lot of great clicks down here that we can make. And so if I don't get the exact one I have in my head, that's okay. We'll figure it out. All right, let's see. Who sup him? Hey, sup who? Who also has a great Discord. Who just hit 500 subs. He's got a 12-hour live stream going, and I can't. Is that Sunday? When is a Who 12-hour live stream? You got to let the people know. But if you all don't sub to Who, please do, because Who is a true ball knower. A true ball. MFL was a terrible experience. Chris G knows. For best ball. Yeah, I definitely never played that. Underdog was my first best ball. Fantrax says Brett. I don't disagree, although best ball predates MFL. It makes it sound like best ball was some like banned activity, like some like only the outlaws would play best ball in hushed tones. You had to use secret code words. I'm sure it wasn't first. It's come a long way. It sure has. Jake, I think if you have Cam Young, he is one of the best course fits here. I used him at the Masters. But yeah, Cam Young, I think he's a great pick. He's going to be pretty chalky. If you're worried about ownership, then I might pick someone else. If you're like, but if you're in the money or kind of want to keep pace, I think Cam Young is a perfectly good click. All right, hold on. We're going to make our next pick here. Let's see what Worm and JGFC do, and then we can look at some folks' teams, and then we'll hop in a puppy, and then we'll probably get on out of here. But if you can, like to stream, let's do Chris Bell. No, let's do Chris Bell. I'm debating. I'm between Bell and Brazel and a number of other people, but I think Chris Bell makes sense. We do have Malik Willis on the team, so there we go. This team: 3-5-7-3. Joe Burrow, Malik Willis, Cam Ward, Jonathan Taylor, Byshell Tootin, Kyle Monungai, Blake Corum, and Chris Rodriguez. We double stacked the Jags running backs: Drake London, T. Higgins, Parker Washington, Jalen McMillan, Calvin Ridley, and then Dijon Stribling and Chris Bell. In a Colston Loveland, Gunnar Helm, and Craig Dulcich. Not bad. Not bad. Let me catch up with chat, and then we'll go over we'll go over some teams in the room. Hey, GM2 Crutches. Hope you're having a great morning. Thanks for coming in, hanging out. Crutches is our one and done expert, actually. I would defer to him for one and done questions. But yes, as I mentioned, Siwoo currently the pick, but I told you my constraints. I have Cam Young. Excellent pick. Morikawa is interesting. If you take driving distance out and are focused on long irons, Cam Young is going to absolutely pop. I've Pat Mayo's show. I can't remember the guy he does his Wednesday show with. Is on site at all of them. Said Morikawa looked good on the range and was swinging full swing. I got no problem with taking Morikawa. I think that would be fine. I'm still a little skeeved out by the back stuff just because the last time we saw him, he was kind of dinking and dunking around, and this is a really long course. But if he's full go, Morikawa, you're going to get him at low ownership. I would not fault anyone for taking Kawa, and I think some people think the health is not a worry. Sunday, there it is. There it is. Who aims 12 hours on Sunday? I believe starting at noon, if I'm not mistaken. Who is brilliant? Indeed, Brett. Indeed. Was going to mess. Oh, yeah, I can hop on. I can hop on at some point. Just let me know. Sidekick is up for super flex. Oh my gosh, goods. We'll see. We played in caves. Just specific fantasy people like Silva and Levitan mocking it. Well, again, best ball is hard. Best ball is hard to sell people on until they do it. Chris, I think this is a wonderful time to use Scotty if you don't have the Tour Championship, because again, so much of the high-end competition is not playing this week. The Superflex bone ruler. I don't know. Do people really want Superflex? I feel like there's like 4 people asking in chat, and then everyone else wants regular drafts. Jess Brucci won 3rd place in a puppy, a sweat I'll never forget. Celebrated winning 50K, stranded at the airport with 2 random TSA. That's awesome. That's all. I hope you converted. I hope you gave them your referral code. They're like, this guy at the airport. Honey, I found my way out of the TSA mines. It's called Best Ball. Who aims? I have 50% Carson Beck in my first 12 Superflex teams. I don't even like. Yeah, he's really cheap in Superflex. All right, first of all, people want to know, how did JGFC land the plane? He ended up with 3,663, so he still took another running back. Dear God. Purdy, Goff, Brissett. Okay, Brissett. I CMC, Love, Brees Hall, Scatabo, Jadarian Price, and he took Alvin Kamara with his last pick. MHJ, Makai Lemon, Ricky Pearsall, Josh Downs, Brandon Ayuk, and Tank Dell. And then Brenton Strange, Chig, and Stowers. I know I was not big on taking the 5 running backs early. I don't necessarily like who he took. Like, I don't love Pearsall. I don't love Ayuk, and Tank Dell really might not play. So I feel like he showed you could do it. I just don't know if I like the way he actually executed it. And then Jacoby Brissett. I can't get there. I would have rather just done Purdy and Goff and taken another wide receiver. But hey, JGFC is a very successful player, so what do I know? What do I know? B. Grandy, what'd you do? 3-5-7-3. Jordan Love, Sam Darnold, CJ Stroud, Jacobs, Montgomery, Ramondre, Singleton, and Taj Brooks. A Taj Brooks sighting, folks. Taj Brooks in the wild. Bengals didn't add anyone. Could it be flop lag? Could it be flop lag? JSN, Nico, Christian Watson, Addison, Dobbs, Denzel, Boston, Antonio Williams, and then Gadsden, Barner, Schultz. Like the team here. Like the team. Fun team from B. Grandy. Biff, Tannen, Cullian, what'd you do? 3-5-8-2. Kyler, Shuck, and Gino, not afraid of Russell Wilson. James Cook, Derrick Henry, Etienne, Woody Marks, and Katron Allen. I mean, you got 3 strong running backs. And then held the line. Flowers, Odunze, Jordan Tyson, Jaden Reed, Omar Cooper, Jeremy Bernard, Trey Harris, Christian Kirk, and then Kraft and Juwan Johnson. I like your team. I like your team, Biff Tannen. All right, I do. Jasper, what'd you do? Sorry, I almost skipped you. 3-5-7-3. Caleb, Mahomes, Mendoza, Bijan, Chase Brown, Tony Pollard, Tyrone Tracy, Emmanuel Wilson. I'm not in on Emmanuel Wilson anymore, but, you know, I think it is a little unsettled. I think if I had to pick between Wilson and Holani, I'm taking Holani, but again, I not enough to take any kind of stand. Rashi Rice, Luther Burden, Jalen Waddle, Jacoby Myers, Juwan Jennings, Tesla, Wicks, and then Kittle, Kelsey, Ferguson. I like your team. I like your I mean, I'm not going to dislike the team because of pick 191. So there we go. There we go. All right. Let's see Mac's team. Uh-oh. Matt was... Oh, pick 9. Pick 9. Hey, all right, Jacob. Let me go back in. We almost navigated away. We almost navigated away. Pick 9. Osprey. I hope that's you, or we're gonna go over someone else's team. This is not the way to do it. All right, Osprey 2772. Ah, a man of taste and culture. Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, not bad. Got Allen and stopped at 2 QBs. Ken Walker, Warren Gainwell, Sharbs, Tyler Algier, Tajay Spears, and Dylan Sampson gets me lifted. Justin Jefferson, Emeka Egbuka, DJ Moore, BTJ, Jalen Coker, Kayshawn Booty, and Ryan Flournoy, and then Laporta and Firemouth. Yeah, I like your team. I like your team. Just breaking free of the constraints of the 3-5-7-3. I like the team there. I do not know my one and done picks for the remaining majors, although I think I'm kind of pigeonholed because I've used a lot of the elite guys. I used Sander when he missed the cut. I think I got to use live guys. So that'll be Bryson Rom. It kind of depend on who I'm feeling in the other one. Maybe we only use 2 live guys, but we're definitely going to use Bryson and Rom and haven't really mapped out who at what yet. Who aims the 2-hole was a good place to be yesterday, says Jake. I'm assuming that's I'm assuming that's for Superflex. Let me hop in a puppy. Here. I'm hesitant to do much Superflex because I think the majority of people aren't that big into it. And frankly, I would just be top clicking the sidekick. So we'll hop into a puppy here. There's a lot of people doing awesome Superflex stuff. I would be arguing with the sidekick and not even knowing because I think I think the sidekick is actually really good for Superflex. Because I think it's a good guidepost for when you're like me and you're not super familiar with Superflex. Who Ames thinks he messed up the first draft, but agrees. Jasper, my first BBM in the 2 spot was happy with the start, but the landing got weird. I thought your team came out pretty good. B. Grandy noting that we've got to throw in a Taj Brooks. I don't hate it. But we'll see. Jasper Ucci, my take on Emmanuel Wilson. Seattle deployed multiple running backs last season, at least until Sharps returns. I foresee him getting decent usage for pick 191. That's fair. Again, I just wonder what's left after Price and Holani. But if you think it's Price and Wilson, then it makes a lot of sense. I'm just always reluctant to think to take someone I think is the wide receiver 3. Or excuse me, the running back 3 somewhere. And then Charbonnet comes back and he might be really a 0, whereas I think Holani is more likely to retain value. Because I think he could be more of the 3rd down back, but again, I'm not gonna go to the mat over pick 191 and you have a logical reason to be taking him. Kulian says, did you do any scrambles? I got 1 in the finals. I don't know how many I did, but I have no teams in the finals. So no. Breaking best ball. T Falls P Dogs here at 12. All right. Then this is true friends and family. We got D Dad in here, who I think is Quid Pro Quo. We've got, the Albatross. So the contest itself is in here. Myself at the 4. Hot Z Sauce, high volume drafter at the 5. Blueless at the 7. Crutches at the 8. Who Aims at the 9. Goods at the 11. And our friend Breaking Best Ball at the 12. Yeah, generally pre-bunked, I'd prefer people not advertise in the channel. And if I know people's content and I like it, I am happy to shout them out. But I am reluctant to have chat turn into a free for all. But if you want to message me on Twitter with what it is, I'm happy to take a look. Go Easy Cards could start out with 4 or 5 running backs be a good eliminator strategy. That's a great question. That's a great question. If only we had the eliminator champ in here, Go Easy Cards. If only Purple Yosh or second place Gunnar Ross in here. If they're in here, I will defer to them. Go Easy Cards. I did not play very much eliminator last year, so I'd like to think about that before just giving you a vibesy take. I don't know. I would have to think about that. Or I don't know if the sidekick's going to support the elim. I think I don't know. If they do, we'll find out together. Blueless GM to you. Hope you're having a great morning. No, appreciate that pre-bug. But no, truly, if I'm happy to shout. People know I'm happy to shout out their stuff when I come across it. Brett says, all these sharks, glad I missed it. This is the sweaty puppy draft. The sweaty puppy draft. Let's see what we get. We're definitely not going to get Chase Brown. Hot Z Sauce isn't going to let me have that. He takes Rashi Rice. All right, let's take Chase Brown. Let's be sweaty. I was going to do something fun if Chase Brown went, but I actually don't even know what's fun at this point. I'll be honest. I was just going to take Brock Bowers. You can decide if that's fun or not. Who aims exactly how I feel about advertising. Purple Yosh, we aren't in the finals yet for Scramble. This is round 3. Be nice, people. I've never banned anyone in chat, and I don't want it to happen on April 29th. I tried to get in. I'm sorry, Brett. You maybe you died, or maybe you missed out on the puppy champ. We will see. We will see. Sidekick supports a limb. We are so back, Chris G. We are so back. So Bowers and McBride do go. Do people really like the top click stuff? I don't know. Maybe we top click this draft. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Jeremiah Love is still here? I thought that was a myth. I thought Jeremiah Love going up pick 30 was something that people got up in arms about, but didn't really happen. And there he is. I will say this. I don't think I'll ever not take Jeremiah Love in round 3. I can't imagine that. I don't care if he played for James Madison and they were making James Madison play in the NFL. I think Jeremiah Love he's the 3rd overall pick. And like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? I don't know. He's going into a spot as it can't be much worse than Genty. It can't be much worse than what Genty was walking into last year. And at least they have a coaching staff that's like not just out to lunch. Yeah, peace, love, making money. And honestly, I will say this. You must play best ball because you think it's fun. Truly. If you're going to invest all this time, energy, and money into fantasy football, like, you've got to be having fun doing this because it is an extremely hard way to make money. You make the BBM finals once every 8 years. If you draft, averagely. It is the exception to the rule to be making a lot of money. You get one slate a year. So if this is not fun, you must not do it, because you can put your energy into something else and probably realize a better return. So I will say that. Maybe the TSA agents, though, they don't know that. They think all you do is you rock up to the security line, take off your belt, and ship 50K. But truly, you do not lose sight of this. Do not lose sight of that best ball. I have so much fun doing this, and I have so much fun hanging with you guys. And yes, I want to make money. I'm not doing this with the intention of losing money, but have to realize that it's got to be fun also. No one is making money. Yeah, Crutches has got it right. Crutches has got it right. Jasperucci, fair enough. Taking running backs 2 and 3 at this stage is a fool's errand for sure, but I do lean Wilson over Holani for there. All right, see, there's good people on both sides there. Brett only tops clicks when it's the best player for my team at the time. I love that, like, because, well, yeah, no, I guess you're just saying you don't blindly listen to the sidekick. I guess I'm with you on that. Pre-bunked agrees with the professor. Hey, Chris G, appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Or if you're into masochism, 100%. 100%. If you're into masochism, have we got the game for you? Exactly, perfectly, Cromulent. Dibs on Kyler, says Blueless. Oh. I feel like Blueless and Crutches have this just don't get along in the room for some reason. David Montgomery goes from Hot Z Sauce. The machine wants me to take Waddle. The machine doesn't like Igbuka. I'm with the machine on that, actually. Yeah, we'll take Waddle. We'll take Waddle here. I was actually tempted to just take Scatabo there because I'm a slappy, but we'll take Waddle. We're gonna get plenty of scat. Indeed, we are all sick, Brett. Go Easy Cards, Candles, Puppy 2, only top clicks versus Puppy 3, no machine. That's, you know what, Go Easy Cards, I will do something like that. I have 100% thought of doing a man versus machine. What are my results in one contest versus another? And Puppy versus Puppy 3 A/B testing could work. That, or I do like half and half of a contest. But I do think that would be fun. I do think that would be fun. Quid pro quo, GM's coincidental pod, ripping Puppy. Oh, well, you, at least you got rewarded with the 1 hole. Yeah, my only sidekick is in my head. Crutch is madmen over here. Crutch is not worried in the slightest. Not worried in the slightest. Pre-buck noting, to make money in best ball, you need to shift your mental paradigm. I actually agree. I think, I think like people who were doing 0 RB in pre-draft, when everyone's aping into 4 running backs through 3 rounds. So people seem more into 0 RB post-draft, though, interestingly enough. E-Coxer, GM2, hope you're having a great one. Thanks for coming in, hanging out, E-Coxer. I hope your draft season's going well. Igbuka's still here? All right, fine. I don't love Igbuka, but I'll take him at pick 52. I will take Igbuka at 52. I'll do it. It is not my I am not one to ignore too much ADP value. Be glad I didn't take Scatabo at 40. Yeah, I didn't think he'd be there at 52 just because I think he's one of those guys that's going to rise to the early 40s by the time this contest locks. So pick 49 makes a lot of sense. But, we'll risk it. There we go. Go Easy Cards. Flexing your candle. Indeed. Appreciate you so much, Go Easy Cards. And of course, appreciate you, Goods. Thank you. You're still burning strong over there on Candle Cam. Williams, more clarity on running back backfields makes 0 RB feeling better is all. My only thing, I'll say this, is we trade clarity for ADP. So I think when you were willing to bet on some guys before they, like Tony Pollard, what a great kind of 0 RB target. And he's only getting more and more expensive. I'll take some of the examples of like Pacheco could be a great 0 RB target. He's not rising much, but if we hit week 3 of the preseason and it's Pacheco behind Gibbs, like that's a smash. He might get more expensive. So I don't know. I think it's going to feel comfier, but you'll have less chance of like hitting a really good team because they'll be like a tick more expensive. So we will see. Oh, you didn't say it was right. It's how the average. Okay, sorry, who? Okay, so we're aligned there. I think people are doing it more because it feels comfier. But when it felt uncomfy, you could hit some really nice values, for sure. Yeah, that's the other idea. You just get your 8%. Just get your 8%. I'm not gonna have 8% of Igbuka. I promise you that. But now I won't have 0 because we took him at pick 52. Those who don't learn from the history from the Zero RB massacres are destined to repeat it. Yeah, again, it's just in Silva. I've been talking here. Let me make my pick, and then but Silva brought something up that I have been bringing up, and that's we have not had the RB1 go down and then had the clear backup smash in many years. But if Bijan goes down and Brian Robinson is the league winner at pick 156, next year there's going to be a gazillion people trying Zero RB. You know, if Bijan and hold on, who are we taking here? Do we want Lemon? I don't want Lemon. The machine wants, you know what? No, we're gonna take our guy Tyler Warren. I guess we'll take Tyler Warren. Yeah. I almost thought I could push him because everyone but the Albatross has a tight end. And so if he passed on Warren, we could potentially get him at 76. But yeah, I like Warren a lot. If somehow we live in a world where Bijan and say Barkley gets hurt, a team with Tank Bigsby and Brian Robinson's like very live to just win BBM running away. And then we're going to see a lot of teams trying to do that. But we haven't gotten that run out. You know, even a lot of the stud players have kind of limped through things. Like we've chased these backup running backs and it just hasn't worked in so long. But if it does, we'll see. I might have 3%. Yeah, I'd be surprised if I even got to 3% Igbuka. Go Easy Cards. I feel the bridge of best ball drafts and home drafts are getting closer and closer. That's an interesting point. I'm going to be very curious when home league ADPs start to come out, how much it aligns, because they tend to be very different. Jalen Warren goes. That's actually who I probably would have taken there. I'm going to agree with the kick. I'm going to take Tony Pollard. I took Tony Pollard head ADP. He was not coming back to me at pick 93. Not in this room. Not with this many sidekick people. So we'll grab Pollard there. So for the audio listeners, we got a 0-3-3-1. We got Chase Brown, Jeremiah Love, Tony Pollard, Puka Nacua, Jalen Warren, Emeka Igbuka, and Tyler Warren. Like the team so far. Chris says, main thing is just take what the room gives you. If you have DeMar Chase and the running backs all disappear, it's okay to take Nico 22, AJ Brown. Yeah. Yeah, and then you've got a great start for Zero RB because those three are going to be super hard to pair. And if we end up in the universe where those late running backs hit, your team's going to be awesome. Who Ames adjusted the way I do Zero RB a lot. I stop at 4 running backs and smash mid-round running backs. Is what I did in pre-draft. Felt good. Still feels good. Probably still wrong. I think so much of it's going to come down to injury. You know, not 4 total, just 4 before I alter. Yeah. Although I believe didn't Herzig win with the hyper fragile and BBM 1? I think he only had 4 running backs on his team. So there's precedent. It is precedent. Purple Yosh, Lions have a 4th place schedule and will still likely be leading games late, which didn't happen last year, which means Pacheco could salt games late. Yeah. I got made fun of yesterday for taking Pacheco, but I think Pacheco is a very good click. Now, if they sign Najee Harris, then I'm going to feel like an idiot because I think Najee Harris and Pacheco are kind of Spider-Man pointing at each other. But right now, the way that running back room is Pacheco should be going higher than he is. Time does fly when you're having fun, Jake Vinegar, and I'm so glad you are having fun. Appreciate you. Jake Vinegar, was the first member here in the channel. So always appreciate you, Mr. Vinegar. Pre-bunked. For the record, I'm not down on Zero RB as an overall strategy. Speaking of the hubris of Strum, especially I think you might be reading into the hubris of high-profile drafters. I mean, to be fair, if you're streaming, you want to show confidence, or people aren't. If you're like, I'm going to draft this team, it's probably not going to go very well. Like, people are going to be like, why am I listening to this guy? But yeah, you know, I'm okay with. I think we just don't know what's going to work. But I agree with your sentiment that kind of going against the crowd probably does make a fair amount of sense. I think if Bo Nix comes to us, we sprint to the podium for that. If Hot Z Sauce takes him, then we have to decide. He does not. Yeah, I think Nix is kind of a smash pick right now. All right, so there goes Bo Nix onto the team. Flex those candles. 100%. 100%. All right. Yeah, appreciate it. All right, you know what? Go easy cards just for you. Just for you. Purple Yosh, there's no indication that he isn't the 2. Seems foregone. He's a Monty replacement. Yeah, I agree. We all just don't want it to be. Yeah, first member status, indeed. Indeed. Legend of the channel. Quid pro quo, sitting in my office ripping draft, watching YouTube now. Hope the owner walks in and find. No, back in the office 2 years. If you just got to get him to tune in. Just got to get him to tune in. We'll do it. We need likes and subs. I didn't do a like goal for the 3rd draft. So if you guys could retroactively, I'm gonna close the laptop if I don't get to 40 likes. No, I don't know. I don't know how many likes I have, but I really hope it's 32-ish. Would love to see 40 when we're done. We'll see. We will see. The machine wants Kyler. The machine wants Kyler. Blueless wants Kyler. Crutches wants Kyler. What do we do? What do we do? To be candid, I don't really see a great reason to draft Kyler on this team. I think I agree with the quorum shout from the sidekick, and we'll figure out. And we will figure out a quarterback later. I don't really want tons of unstacked Kyler, but could be worse. I thought about Dobbins there. I think it's a little muddied with them bringing Coleman in, but I think that's to me that's more of an indictment on Harvey. But we'll see. RJ Harvey, I do not like his price. Where did he go here? Harvey went at pick. He went to Blueless at 79. Yeah, I mean a big fall on Harvey. So at certain point, there's a price. I got him around 90 in one of my drafts, but we'll see where he ends up going. All right. Sorry, I'm catching up. 4 wide receivers, then you stopped. You misread it. Who aims? You know this is a misreading channel. I misread names. I misread chat. Yeah, I would not stop at 4 wide receivers. I think that's a little tough to pull off. Yeah, yeah. Chris famously was the 2nd member. Yeah, Go Easy Cards. Chris was the 2nd member. I believe you were the 3rd. Pacheco looks jacked, sipping on those advanced pep. I'm telling you, we talked about this yesterday. You know how we talked about, oh, he's a 30-year-old running back. With all these peptides and stuff, I think, we're going to see 32 is the new 30 and then 33. Like, I think we're going to see advancements in recovery and that stuff are going to get crazy. I think they're going to, again, remember when people were never the same after Achilles injuries? Now it's considered not even as bad as an ACL. I think we're going to see a lot of stuff. And now, how much does being jacked help? We've seen jacked players be absolutely terrible. I mean, Brady Quinn was jacked, and he was one of the worst, quarterback busts. But you never know. It's like JT Binner and I are twins, but he was born a few minutes. Yeah, it's Isaac and Esau, Jacob and Esau. I should know. I'll leave the Bible references to others. Chris, yeah, he was 2nd. Chris was 2nd. His body's starting to reflect his running style. Could be, he's just stomping the ground like a kid trying on shoes. No worries on another Bo Nick surgery. I am not. My understanding was that was scheduled to occur. So it wasn't like an unforeseen surgery. Although I do feel like they call things clean outs when they're actually scared. So we'll see. See what Hodsy Sauce does. He takes Concepcion. We just take Malik Willis. We're gonna get really behind on quarterback if we don't take one there. And you guys know this is a Malik Willis channel. So we will see. But no who aims. Again, I think that was planned. Brett says touts will tout. You can't always buy what they're saying. 100%. His body reflects steroids. I don't think you need those illegal steroids anymore. I think it's peptides now. Top 5, I'll take it 100%. Been holding out my like. No worries, Greg. We got there. Wheel route says 37. Okay. All right. 37 works. 37 works. Purple Yosh, I will take any and all action on the Lions signing another non-practice squad running back. No chance. All right. I'd say I love that, but I have 1 share of Pacheco, and now I'm suddenly I'm a Pacheco bull. We do need a running back here, though, guys. I mean, a wide receiver. Who aims the Coleman debates are great. Everyone's saying it affects the guy they hate more. Yep. Like me, I don't like RJ Harvey. So I'm like, Dobbins is fine. This is a Harvey thing. I hear you. Crutches, what if, and hear me out, Coleman is an indictment on Harvey, overdrafted running back that never did anything, and Dobbins is just, this is my take, Crutches. That's exactly what I believe. Well, let's take Jalen Coker. Let's take Jalen Coker. He's pretty fun. For the audio listeners, we got a 2-4-4-1. Knicks, Malik Willis, Chase Brown, Jeremiah Love, Tony Pollard, Blake Corum, Puka Nacua, Jalen Waddle, Emeka Egbuka, Jalen Coker, and Tyler Warren. I like this team. But this is my thought, Crutches. And we know who gets buyer's remorse faster than Sean Payton. I swear this dude signs people and then like wishes they hadn't. He drafts people and then doesn't use them. I don't know. Early days Pacheco around 20 feel great. Yeah, I agree. To Michael Wave says it was Jacob. It was Jacob and Esau. Okay, thank you. I thought it was, and then Raulich. First of all, Raulich, appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Planning on drafting any super flex? I could. I feel like people prefer the standard stuff more, but we could keep it fresh and do some super flex for sure. I will confess, I will rely heavily on the sidekick if I do, because I'm not a big super flex player. Tim Michael Waves says, as a Chiefs fan, I'm scared of Pacheco. In that you think he's cooked. It is hard to tell because my recollection is he got rushed back from injury and wasn't great. And then last year was kind of weird. Like the whole team was kind of collapsing. So I don't know. I'm willing to give Pacheco a chance. Right? And I'm willing to it's just the Lions RB2 is a job that's going to have some value and could have like huge contingent upside. So we'll see. I think Najee is live for the... Ooh, all right. Purple Yoshin and Huhames. I smell a bet. Zamir White, yeah. Nickname Zeus. Worst Jack player in the NFL history. Good shout. Good shout there, Ricardo. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. I was 5th and 2 streams late. I let you down. Hey, you know what? You never have to apologize, Go Easy Cards. You are a loyal friend and true of the stream. All right, Hot Sea Sauce is up. I don't know if he's okay. He took a quarterback. I was gonna say Hot Sea Sauce. You're making me nervous. I will take Daniel Jones. We do have Warren, so he just makes too much sense here in this 3 QB world that we live in. So we will pair Warren with Danny Dimes here. I don't think we need to do anything crazy like take Burks super late. Kareem Hunt is legit better somehow. Peptides. New answer for everything. No, I have no evidence to say he's using peptides. I'll take the heat off you. At those prices, I'd take both on the same team sometime. No, I think that's great. Gibbs and Pacheco. Why not? We just took C-Rod and Tootin. I'm handcuff curious. I'm also bullish on the Lions revamped O-line. Yeah. Again, they didn't draft anyone. Sion Vaki, I think they drafted him because he's a good singer. He's a good locker room presence. Who aims? I'm scared of Pacheco also as a KC fan, but Pollard was really good again year 2 after the same injury. Yeah. Blueless auto drafted Hunter Henry. You hate to see it. I mean, he's probably fine. Jasperucci said, sort of think Harvey's change of pace role is secure ADP crazy, but I feel like Coleman would fill the Dobbins role if he missed time. Gosh, I don't know. I just don't know about Harvey. Just the vibe is in shambles. Let's see what the Albatross does. The machine doesn't want me to take a running back. I'm going to agree here and actually take Keaton Mitchell over the aforementioned Jonah Coleman, though I do like Jonah Coleman. I spend too much time in Slappy Central to not be taking Keaton Mitchell hand over fist. As Davis notes, the guy that McDaniel won't shut up about. That seems like a good pick. That seems like a good pick. First of all, OSU Missy, appreciate you coming in and hanging out. Najee to the Packers. That'd be pretty interesting. They're so weird that they kind of stood pat in the running back department too. And my favorite thing with them was they're like, oh, Marshawn Lloyd, he's out west, like rehabbing. It sounded like how you'd tell a kid like that their family pet was no more. Like, oh, he's at a farm, he's having a great time. Oh, Marshawn Lloyd, you should hear him. He looks so happy. So I don't know. I could see them adding one of someone like Najee. I can't even say Joe Mixon anymore. I can't even pretend like he's ever playing football again. Or Najee to the retirement home. That's could be too. Could be too. To Michael Wave, do we let him go and pay Walker $15 million if the staff believed in him? He got paid peanuts. Well, I think Walker's a huge upgrade. I think Walker's a really big upgrade, and I think they looked at this RB class. It's not like they could have filled the need in the draft. So I think that's a little apples to oranges. Like there's such a delta between Walker and Pacheco. But yeah, I mean, it's never a great sign when a team lets someone leave and they would have been cheap to keep. I'll agree with that point, but love the Superflex format. Feel like there's a lot of it. Yeah, I agree there, Ralich. I think especially before ADPs have time to adjust. Grab your Carson Beck now. His ADP is like pick 190, 174. Even if you think he sucks, he's probably going to be a starting quarterback by the end of the season. So I think he's going to be rising up. Chris says, I think Harvey will be fine at his current price. Peyton has a habit of using 3 RB. It's just so hard for me to, knowing that he's going to use 3 running backs, pay that high price. Bengal. Wow. I'm trying again. Bayou Bengal fan finally settled into work with you up on the side monitor. Appreciate that. Let's see how many, who do we have to draft to get put on the main monitor? Let's lock in. Who would it be? Is Isaac Tesla a main monitor worthy pick? Probably not, but I do like Tesla this year. Let's see if that bumps us up. We'll take Isaac Tesla. He survived competition coming in the draft. Who aims? Mike Clay Keaton projection is wild. It's also projection. I don't know what his projection was. Brett says on the missile train myself. Nice. Yeah, he's become a pretty trendy selection. Is this your first stream without a Scatabo share? Ask OAZ Cards. Whoa, it's possible. It's possible. This is a Scatabo channel. He went really early in the BBM draft. He went at like pick 42, which might be where he ends up. But it's like you draft on the 3rd day the contest is open, or this in order to get the value. But then if you take them where they're going anyway, you didn't actually get the value. Dr. One, the professor, the cleanup procedures like Nick's had are quite common because the surgeon waits for swelling to go down after the initial repair. They go in and trim the floating cartilage and scar tissue that causes discomfort. There we go. Appreciate that, Dr. One, the professor. This was in Reflex 2. Oh, yeah, you did say Bo Nix. I think James Conner could. Yeah, OSU Missy, I agree with that too. James Conner is very live to go from completely dead and undrafted to, he washed up with the Bengals and now we have to take him. Like I could see, or like your example, the Packers. I think that's not the craziest outcome. Not the craziest outcome in the world. All right, what do we want to do? The clock is ticking. Let's take another professional, boring pick in Calvin Ridley here. I think that's fine. I don't need to run out and grab AJ Barner. I think I'm good. So for the audio listeners, we're now up to a 3-5-6-1. Knicks, Malik Willis, Danny Dimes, Chase Brown, Jeremiah Love, Tony Pollard, Blake Corum, Keaton Missile, Puka, Jalen Waddle, Emeka Egbuka, Jalen Coker, Isaac Tesla, Calvin Ridley, and Tyler Warren. So only one rookie on the team, and that's Jeremiah Love. So kind of spiritually no rookies yet. Crutch, it's glad to see the Giga run on running backs before my pick. Perfect. When did you get it? When? Oh, this run. Malik Washington, Pacheco, Spears, Brian Robinson. Yeah, I think I like all those guys more than Sampson, with the exception of Spears. But then I see the big board winner taking Spears. So, but I'm also Claiborne over Oltage myself. Chris says he's in the late 90s or early hundreds, right? So Harvey gets you 3 spike weeks and pay. Well, he's not there yet. He's still in like the 70s. Is Harvey. But that price you're describing is closer to Dobbins, who's more in that range, who I really do like. Harmon, how about I just stop at 2 QBs instead of picking in Superflex? We're talking Superflex. Hartman. When I talk back, I'm not taking back in this format unless I really have some kind of huge Cardinals thing going. Prime time KG says Broncos legend Justin Simmons announces retirement. Good for Justin Simmons. I hope he enjoys his retirement. But yeah. Albert, Chad, I got you in the main monitor in the bathroom. I think I prefer Bayou Bengal having me on the side monitor at work than being on the main monitor in the bathroom. But hey, you know what? I will take it. I will take it. Who aimed 8 rushes, 37 yards, 4 receptions, 28 yards. He's never been a receiving back in the NFL. No, but we're just hoping he's like our giga efficient McDaniel cooks up something awesome for him. You know, I don't know, low volume, high efficiency kind of back. And I think he's going to get more than like 8 touches a game. I think they're going to try to take the training wheels off a little. Oh my God, we got to pick somebody. Who do we want? Pat Fry? Tight end's a little dusty here. We can take Pat Fry. That's fine. We'll take Pat Fryermuth here, and then see what the room gives us with our next pick. Keep the board up so people can see what's going on. Emmett Johnson goes at 186. Emmanuel Wilson, 187. Katron Allen, 188. So again, choose your fighter. Emmanuel Wilson, George Holani, people. Jess Barucci, man, the times I clicked Mixon in January. Yeah, I know. Don't get me started. I made some terrible mistakes. Terrible mistakes on Joe Mixon. Connor goes to Seattle, nukes price. I don't know if that would nuke it, just because I think that first round draft capital is a pretty big insulation. So I don't think it would nuke the price, but I think it would definitely drop a little, and there would be a certain amount of people who would be scared off, and there would be a certain amount of people fudding price at that point. To me, that might make me more skeeved out on like Charbonnet, because then they really, if they're not like super contending, he could get brought back even slower. But I don't know. I don't know how likely that scenario truly is. We'll take our guy Greg Dulcich. We're gonna end up with a lot of Greg Dulcich, and then Njoku's gonna go to Miami, and I'm gonna cry into my microphone here. To Microwave, that said, we'll take our chances with D. Mercado and Brashard Smith before we give you $2 million. Maybe we get Johnson or Ott in the draft. Yeah. Well, hey, I love me some Emmett Johnson there. So they probably knew they were going to take someone or two. They traded back up to get Emmett Johnson. They didn't think he was going to be there. So we'll see. Hartman might stop at 2. In Superflex. Again, I don't know enough. I don't know if enough Superflex ball to know that. I just assume that was bad. Goods doesn't love Spears, but times are tough at running back these days. Times are tough. Times are tough, Goods. The late running back clicks are gross. Nacho Zanny, the guest of the decade on Pete's program, loves your show. Bark bark. Glad to hear from Nacho out there. Of course, Ray Zanny's dog. For those of you who missed that interview, it was one of the most memorable of all time. Bayou Bengal, not side monitor being relocated to the bathroom. Oh, dang it. Not again. Rowlich, 2 QBs viable in Superflex. Took a team to the finals in FFPC with only May and Gino. There we go. I'm learning something. See? This is what I tell you guys. Pay attention to the chat. A lot of alpha in here. Brennan taking all the cooked up work. I'm shorting out. Blueless, where do you think Emmett Johnson's ADP should be? Probably not too far from where it is. Maybe because I don't know if he's like locked in as the backup in KC. But if he is, he probably should go another like 15, 20 picks higher. He may get a few 70-yard touchdown runs. All right. Sorry. Now oh, are we talking about Keaton Mitchell? I'm so behind in chat. Yeah, Katron out, and this is too slappy of a room for Katron to come back. Brennan is super fun. There we go. All right, so now we're getting Brennan believers here. Firemuth here. Yeah, the Gale. Appreciate you, the Gale, coming in, hanging out. Sorry, where does Brendan Thompson go in here? So he's at pick 215. So he's not taken every time. He's not taken every time these days. Lots of JCM unbelievers. It's true. It's true. Early Connor and Mixon was my eliminator downfall. Yeah. Many such cases. Many such cases. All right. What do we want to do? We could take Chris Bell again. We did just do that. Oof. We could take Chris Brazel. Malik Washington is still there. I think I would rather take Chris Bell of these guys. Make the bet on that. Brandon Ayuk is still here. Can we grab him? I never take Brandon Ayuk. I never take Brandon Ayuk, but I'll take him in round 18. Round 18 does seem like probably worth getting my first Brandon Ayuk share. I definitely don't love it, but I was surprised to see him there. His ADP is like 150. If he signs with the Commanders, he's probably decent. I'm personally skeptical that he plays like at all this year. But I'll grab him. I'll grab him there. All right, we got a 3-5-7-3. We got Knicks, Malik Willis, Danny Dimes, Chase Brown, Jeremiah Love, Tony Pollard, Blake Corum, Keaton Mitchell, Puka Nacua, Jalen Waddle, Emeka Egbuka, Jalen Coker, Tesla, Ridley, Ayuk, and then Warren, Firemuth, and Dulcich. Not bad. It's a lot to keep track of, Crutches. I am easily confused. I will admit. All right. Let's see. I was gonna call it at this point. I was gonna call the stream here, but how many likes are we at? Let's see. I do have stuff I got to do. Let's see. 42. Can we get to 40, 48? If we get to 48, I'll do one more. We'll do one more puppy. Brian the Goober GM just finished maxing the Superflex. Dear God, did you really? Because Nez is famously maxing the puppy. I thought about making it a bonus Superflex draft, but I feel like the people that are hanging here. Can I do a vote? I've never done a vote. You know what? All right, that's what we'll do. How do I do a vote? Can I figure out how to do a vote in here or not? Because if so, all right, you know what? All right. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Type 1 for Superflex, 2 for Puppy. I'm typing it in there. And we'll do whichever one the people want. All right. We got I don't know how to do polls. 3. Al Boogie wants me to sign off. Close the laptop. I'm seeing a lot of ones. If you want confusion, all right. I think one is taking a firm lead. One is taking a lead. All right, one wins. One wins. We'll do it. All right. Field general. Here we go. Here we go. Super flex. Waiting for 9. Waiting for 9. Okay. 3 is indifferent, not sign off. Okay, good. I can't multi. You guys know this. I can barely keep up with chat. I have a lot of names to keep track of. All right, so I got the 4. Bear in mind, here's the deal, guys. there's gonna be a lot of top clicking. So don't yell at me. Yell at Legendary Upside Industries. I know. Hey, go AZ Cards. I will say this. I don't know if Underdog appreciates. I do help fill dog bowls during the year, the early morning dog bowls. When I'm streaming them, they do fill. So we toil in the shadows here. Nez said, "How did I enter 2 drafts and miss you both times? Is someone else streaming Superflex drafts? Do we have another one?" Nez is in my Superflex. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Yeah, people. Yeah, you know what? I will say. Normally, I'd say you guys are going to scoop my EV, but you're fighting against Shady Sack and Karain here. So best of luck. Best of luck. And Steph. I mean, my God, they have quite the team, and I've got them in my corner. So we'll see. Yeah, first Superflex. Let's go. Best of luck, Ricardo. Blueless is first Superflex. And yeah, Crossface is in my Superflex. Dear God. Bad luck there. Bad luck. Nez, are you done with the puppy? Nez is like maxing the puppy in the first 2 days. So am I really not taking a quarterback first? I thought you were required to. Let's see what the sidekick says. It says Bijan. Update coming today. But yeah, I mean, my gosh, I tried to about puppy maxing. Here I am trying to steal the thunder of the Badge brothers. So let's not do that. Let's not do that because I'm assuming. Are you going live at 2 today? Are the Badge Bros on at 2? They're usually on at 2. Nez in the overflow. Yeah. This is not an overflow channel. Hey, appreciate that, Frog Clone. Yeah, all right. Badge Bros live at 2. Well, in that case, I mean, you know where you can find the Badge Brothers. You guys don't sub to the Badge Bros. I imagine the Venn diagram of people subbing to the Badge Bros and my channel. It's just I'm a circle inside the Badge Bros. But if for some reason you found yourself outside the circle, make sure to sub to the Badge Bros because you can find Nez, John, and Real Alpha there. And if you're into NBA, Puck, whatever it is, make sure to check them out for sure. It is, yeah, calling them the Badge Brothers is a good bit because it sounds much different than the Badge Bros. Brian the Goober, he's giving me some tips. Elite wide receivers necessary. Bowers, McBride are a huge advantage. Okay, this goes exactly counter to what PPR Tyler was saying, which was that elite tight end doesn't matter at all. There are still a ton of QBs that will be in the 30s to 70s. That'll be round 3 picks in a few days. 4, 7, 6, 3 is optimal. There we go. Brian the Goober's 4 tips to winning Superflex. Najee Harris jersey was better. Yeah, the Najee Harris jersey was so I could stroll Pittsburgh and blend in. And guess what? Me walking around Mount Washington, they didn't think I was from there. I can't believe it. In a brand new Najee Harris jersey. They probably thought it was an alien trying to fit in. Alas. Frog Clone for president. I'd vote for Frog Clone. Calling them Brew for president. Oh my gosh. I'm out. Get in that circle. Get in that circle, Chris. The Badge Bros, I mean, they are awesome. They are awesome. All right, here it wants Amon-Ra? Not a quarterback? Oh, all right. All right, here we go. Bijan Amon-Ra. Bijan, here, I'll keep the board will be extra helpful for you guys. Yeah, Najee was buns there. What? No. There were a lot of Ben Roethlisberger jerseys. A lot of Ben Roethlisberger jerseys. Raulish says there are many ways to win Superflex. The QBs will go so high you can build some super running back, wide receiver teams. I believe it. Because the only thing I know about Superflex is you must have 7 quarterbacks before round 5. And I don't think that's actually right. The Gale says the more Superflex you do, you'll develop your own theory of what is best. All right. Chris says, oh, I'm subbed to the Badge Bros. I was making a Fockers. Oh, shoot. I wasn't there. Chris in his movie references, I'm usually there. I missed that one. To disrespect Najee, I did not see a single Justin Fields jersey. I saw like a young kid in a Will Howard jersey, and I was like, oh man, that is that's being a fan as a kid. You get so excited about the new rookie prospect draft pick. I'm like, oh, I remember what that was like. Just thinking your team's QB pick was gonna save the franchise. It's like, welcome to fandom, buddy. At least your team makes the playoffs. Mark and Jose, the Badge brothers. Goods. Tight ends go later, yet you can argue they're more valuable because you can start 3 a week. I don't know much about Superflex, but my hunch is that if you start 3 tight ends, you're probably in bad shape. But I don't know. Frog Clones, Drew Alar jerseys in the mail. I did see a Drew Alar Penn State jersey because a lot of Penn State faithful were there. So I think I saw 2 Alar Penn State jerseys. Who Aims? I played Superflex wrong last year. Noticed a bunch of things I done incorrectly. Different approach. Nice. My approach is to listen to the sidekick. Cade Klubnik about to me by QB1. Dear God. Are we taking Cole Payton in this? Are we taking Cole Payton? Frogclone, we don't accept Penn State and Steeler fan. I'm a Dolphins, Arizona State fan. We generally, no one really cares much about either team. The Jets and the Dolphins don't like each other, but we're both so bad. I think we secretly kind of hope the other one's decent enough to be able to root against, like, in a meaningful game. It's just pathetic. Like when the Jets are 2-13, do I really care if they're 2-14 or 3-13? Like, not really. Like, it's so brutal. Last year was fun to wait on tight end because you could get Fannin for free in the last round, says Brian. Who's our free Fannin this year? I imagine. I mean, we were hoping it would be like Stowers, but I don't know. I don't think it is. Go AZ Cards. Knicks round 3 and Superflex this year way different than last year. Was he way more expensive? The Will Howard fan is probably a Buckeye fan too. Okay. I guess that tracks. Guys, I don't know. I don't want to IKB the sidekick, but I'm getting a little nervous here. Getting a little nervous. Let's see what it wants me to do. Does it want Rashee Rice? I'm assuming it wants Rashee Rice. It's still recalculating. Yeah, all right, sidekick. Rashee Rice. We got Bo Nix, Bijan, Amon Ra, Rashee Rice. We'll see. We will see. Darnell Washington. That'd be a fun jersey. I got a Jordan Travis Jets jersey. Oh my God. Dr. One, the Professor, my Superflex philosophy, 2 QBs in the first 3 rounds. Emphasize running back because only start 2 wide receivers. Don't draft early tight end. That seems more in line with PPR Tyler's thoughts. Yeah, I would have taken Malik Willis whether or not the sidekick wanted him. So, alas, that's the way she goes. Oh my God, it really wants Breece Hall here. It really wants Breece Hall and not a wide receiver, huh? Or a quarterback. All right, sidekick. Let's see you. Oh my God. No! Oh my God. Come on, sidekick. I was trying to lazily add someone to my queue from the sidekick, and I just took AJ Brown. Oh my God. That was terrible. That was terrible. This is why we don't draft super flex teams. My team, the team is over. The team is over. Trust the process. Trust the process. Quid pro quo. Plenty of Steeler Buckeye homers with highest of Will Howard hope. Whoop. I'm gonna end up with Will Howard on this team. Take QB. He needs some milk. Yeah. Ugh. It's all over. Over there pissing in Frog Clone's room. Ugh. Let's see. Trust the sidekick. You can always get guys like Ward, Bryce, Rogers on the next turn. Well, unfortunately, now I have AJ Brown. To Microwave, Shadur said you're going to want his 12 jersey now that he's 2. He called it an investment. Oh. Next Fanatics clearance sale. Egger's asking a question on everyone's mind. Have you tried not cheating with the draft? Well, karma got me, Eggers. I blame you. Dear God, the time lines up and everything. I'm here trying to earn an honest buck. And there I go. Disaster strikes. I see you, Brew, says Frog Clone. Sidekick setting you up for Superflex fail. I know. It is over. Unironically, Brian the Goober, I think it's over. I mean, I wish I was in the overflow. How's the overflow looking? Yeah. Someone send the link. We'll just pull the overflow board up. This team's done. This team's done. Honestly, you should shut down wide receiver till 13 or 14 rounds. Yeah. I mean, my understanding is you only have to start 2 wide receivers, so you can push it a little bit. And I already had Rice in St. Brown, so I really did not want to take a wide receiver there. Loveland over McBride, how it should be. Oh, there we go. Love it. Love it. So happy Superflex won the poll. Yeah, the chaos. People wanted the chaos. They got the chaos. Mostly me just clicking the spinning wheel instead of just clicking my draft board. You have a good start. Just pound running away. Thanks, Nez. I appreciate the confidence. I do need to figure something. Look at all these wide receivers. My goodness. Like, yeah, big bummer. Big bummer, because I like these guys. I mean, obviously AJ Brown's above them, but yeah, not by as much as Bijan will be to the oh my gosh, you animals just took all the quarterbacks. I'm not taking Chris Olave, Sidekick. Stop it. I'm desperate here, and you take this seriously. All right, fine. I'll just take Quinshon Judkins. I mean, are we not going to be serious here, Sidekick? I need a not another wide receiver. Ugh. ATX Bearcat, I appreciate you voted for a puppy. You were outvoted. The mob wanted Superflex. Sidekick gave up on me. Sidekick gave up on me. I don't blame it. People forget running back or wide receiver can fill that Superflex spot when one of your QBs have a bad week, aka Beck every week. I mean, the machine wants Geno over Mendoza, so I'm assuming it's projecting Geno to play a lot. I'm gonna take Mendoza because I'm buying this Russell Wilson to the Jets thing. That feels like such a dumb Jets move. It really does to me. So we'll see. We'll see. I feel like Mendoza is going to be playing the end of the year where Geno's not, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. That's where I'm at there. Nez, unsolicited advice, just take 4 quarterbacks, take some backups, and you're okay. Yeah. No, and trust me, all advice is solicited on this channel. This is an open solicitation. But yeah, I assume this was going to be a 4 QB team the way things rolled out here. Take Drew Alar. Okay, I said all advice was solicited, but now you guys are just want me to fail. It's the way she goes. That's the way she. Let's check in on some friends and family. Who Hames, competent drafter, knows what he's doing. Daniels, Cook, Saquon, Nico, Malik Willis, Chris Olave, Terry McLaurin. Yeah, nice team. Crutches, Gibbs, Jefferson, Purdy, Drake London, Breece Hall, Cam Ward, and Mike Evans, like the team there. Blueless said quarterback. I'll figure that out later. Chase, Lamb, Ken Walker, McBride, Darnold Jones, and then Lad McConkey. Houday, he's got 4 quarterbacks, just hogging all of them, going Stroud, Young, Brissett, and Smith over there after taking JSN, Taylor, Love, and Chase Brown. Goods, let's get to your team. Drake London, CMC, Kyler, backed off a quarterback, Bowers, Bucky, Tet McMillan, Waddle, and Devontae Adams. So there we go. There we go. Go AZ Cards. Jets want that 1.1. Geno retire if Russ beats him out, or go to AZ. I think he's just gonna collect a paycheck if that happened. Williams got boxed out and took Alar/Howard at 18-19. Oh, Blueless takes Aaron Rodgers. Oh my God. Well, that was what we wanted to do. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. All right. I kind of want Tyler Warren. If I'm gonna, I'm pretty into Warren. I don't want RJ Harvey, so at least I can tell myself I have an elite tight end because for me, Warren's the last of the elite tight ends, but time to push the plane. Crutches, my first ever super flex. I'm not qualified. Yeah, we got the sidekick though. We got the sidekick in our corner. You get it, Who. He does. Who team's nutted. Who team's very good. Relish says you can always embrace a wide receiver strength. Look for spike weeks in the super flex spot. I mean, we're going to have to. I think we're going to have to here. Go Easy Cards asking Nez, what does your QB situation look like in the overflow? Indeed. Indeed, a good question. Do we take Michael Penix? Oh, God. I'm not taking RJ Harvey. I'll take Michael Penix. I think he's going to play some games. I hate that click already. This is terrible. Penix feels a little panicky to me. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Crutches, I actually thought about taking Tua here and trying to take Penix here. I considered it. You got Carnell Tate. The allure of Carnell Tate was too strong. The Carnell Tate. Love and Caleb, says Nez. See, it's easy to tell someone, oh, you'll be fine, get 4 quarterbacks when you have Love and Caleb. I'm here with Mendoza and Penix and have to pretend like this team's got a shot. I got to draft another 10 rounds of the dead team. Who Ames was hoping for Tyler Warren. Nice pick. All right, there we go. Thanks, Who. Trust the sidekick. Don't panic. I panicked. I panicked. Hartman, one of the reasons I panicked is I feel like in this room, QB is going to go extra early. But maybe that's wrong. Yeah, blame the sidekick. Exactly. When sidekick's time to re-up, I'm gonna remove $3 from how much I send and say I'd like credit for this super flex draft on April 29th when I ignored the top suggestion multiple times and then auto to pick. Who Ames? I was at the 11 with London yesterday. Guy with the 12 spot had first, second round QB. I pushed both Pua and Penix to land one. He took both. I got crushed. I definitely see people doing that, especially with how close they go in the 20 round draft. You just tell yourself you have ATL QB. So I would be shocked if that wasn't a somewhat common occurrence. I don't love that. I'm pretty sure Tua is going to start the year and Mendoza's not. So I still only have one quarterback starting week 1. And now we'll see what we get. We will see what we get. Running back is gross. Running back gets gross fast, huh? My goodness. I would feel better if we had Brees here, but it's ugly. This is ugly. This is a Carson Beck ass team. You are right. You are right. Let's see what Crutches does. Curious. I have like a really bad idea in mind. So we'll see. He takes Jacoby Myers. The sidekick wants Jaden Reed. I'm debating taking Pitts here and just trying to win tight end, but I don't know if that's good. You know, let's do it. Let's take Pitts here. We've got this Atlanta stack. We can really back off of running back at this point, see what we get in this team. So we'll see. Tucker Kraft says, I've never done Superflex. Does Mac Jones get drafted in these? This is like, I did one this morning, and I did not see Mac Jones get drafted, but I don't know. Backup quarterbacks do get drafted sometimes. I would assume Mac Jones would be on that list, so I think he does, but I doubt he gets drafted every time. ADP 229, so by ADP, he's not. Please take Beck. I don't want 50%. Yeah, we'll see where he goes. His ADP is 173, but that's going to rise. I'm taking Kirk Cousins. I'm doing it. If you can take both Atlanta quarterbacks, why can't you take both Raider quarterbacks? The cabal doesn't want you to know. Cabal doesn't want you to know. Oh no, Tyler, don't tell people how I live. Don't tell people how I live. I fell behind at quarterback. I followed the sidekick. I panicked. So we added Kirk Cousins to the Mendoza team. So we're going to just tell ourselves we've got the Raiders QB. And now we don't have to take Beck. So here we go. Here we go. This is an anti-Cabal team. Sidekick recommended that I hadn't. It did not. Who Hames? That was me going rogue. The sidekick did not tell me to draft Kirk Cousins at pick 124. It's not that far off of ADP though. So for the audio listeners who want to know what kind of mess we've concocted, we got a 4-2-3-2. We got Nix, Mendoza, Penix, and Cousins. Bijan, Judkins, wide receiver room of Amon-Ra, Rashee Rice, AJ Brown, and then Tyler Warren and Kyle Pitts. Honestly, if Bijan and Judkins are good, we might not be that bad. Am I just telling myself stories? Our tight ends are elite. We got Warren and Pitts. We got Amon-Ra, Rashee Rice. We got Nix plus the Raiders quarterback. I don't know. We'll see. Could be fun. Probably not though. All right. Let's see. What do we got coming around? What's the side? All right, now sidekick. What should we do? It's recommending some wide receivers. I don't blame it, but man, we can't just have two running backs. That seems really not great. We'll see what Blue Lips and Crutches do, and then we'll make our determination. But all right, let's see. Jake says, Chad, I'm currently through 9 with A-Rod and Penix as my QBs if it makes you feel better. It does feel like super flex drafts, when they get away from you, they really get away from you. Which I think is different from normal drafts. I think you can tend to recover, whereas in this, it does feel like you get in these like terrible downward spirals. All right, the machine has Matthew Golden up top. We'll listen. I do like Golden here. And then I imagine we'll be taking a running back with our next pick. B. Grandy, I'm going to be pissed if Sanders doesn't get the majority of these Browns starts. Yeah, I would hope it's Shedeur, but the owner really seems to want to make Deshaun Watson a thing. So I don't know. We will find that out soon. But yeah, I agree. I'm hoping it's Sanders, but right now it's like undraftable situation. And like Dylan Gabriel's still on the roster. All right, there goes Coker. S1000 watts. Appreciate all of you hanging out, by the way, and watching me struggle through this Superflex draft. I don't do much Superflex. Now you guys can see why. All right, the machine wants Tyler Algier. Fine. Tyler Algier it is. Yeah. really tough. We'll see. I mean, who knows? If he is actually the goal line back in Arizona, then maybe we're onto something. Go AZ Card says, I'm guessing Price as Nez's highest exposed puppy player. I've only been in a few of these Nez puppy drafts. Candle's logging off and jumping in a BBM to feel better. No, I'm getting coffee immediately after this. We've been live for 2 hours, 23 minutes. So we're going to take a little break after this, but appreciate so many of you hanging out, spending some time here. Big thanks, of course, to Goods, who is now in the Wax Pack official. Appreciate you so much, Goods. Candle Cam, of course, still rocking and rolling there, but thank you so much for all of you hanging out. Don't forget to leave a comment after the stream also, even if it's, saying your thoughts on my, my Superflex team. All right. There goes Carson Beck, pick 155 to Goods. So there we go. ADP 174. He's going to continue to rise up. I don't know too much about Superflex, but I do know that Candle's going strong. It sure is. Go AZ Cards. Wax on, wax off. Mr. Miyagi is welcome. OSU Missy, practice makes perfect, more super flex in your future. Yeah, I mean, if the vote keeps going super flex, well, we got to give the people what they want. But appreciate you sticking around for this minor disaster. Minor disaster. Yeah, Russell Wilson teams for sure. For sure. I don't know. I don't think we need 5 quarterbacks. I don't think we need 5 because we're gonna get 2 all year, right? We got Bo Nix plus Raiders QB, and then whatever we get out of Penix, which, I mean, honestly, it could be a 0. I think the Falcons are going to be decent, and I think they're going to start with Tua. So if that holds up, then why would they switch? So if I was only to have one, I definitely would rather have Tua, but it's a fluid situation and could definitely be wrong. Who aims with the Superflex being 1 of 8, 1 of 6? I feel like you can play thin at tight end. Thought that's what PPR Tyler has said. That's PPR Tyler's thought, is that you can just make up tight end with volume, and elite tight end's not the way to go. That's not what I did. I have Warren and Pitts, but certainly, you know, I don't know. I kind of view it as you can separate at tight end in that format, but I'm sure a math ball knower would have better insight. Let's see what Mr. Crutches does here. Sidekick says Shaheed for me. Let's see what Crutches takes Shaheed. Okay. You know, I kind of want Pacheco. We talked about this. The machine is out on that. Nez just said you recovered well. This is a wagon, and I'm here about to take Isaiah Pacheco. But you know what? I don't want to take Hunter Henry either. So let's take Pacheco. Again, if he's really the running back 2 in Detroit, then I will take him a lot in round 14, 15, and in any format that he's there. So there we go. Hey, but appreciate that, Nez. We're doing our best. We're doing our best. I love Superflex. Home League been doing it for decades, says Go Easy Cards. There we go. Eggers noting you have to listen to PPI Tyler. Look, he knows more about Superflex than I do, Mr. Eggers. And I don't hear you giving advice. You're like Stadler and Waldorf in the Muppets, just heckling the people from on high. I mean, my goodness. Let's take Jalen Naylor. The sidekick, he's nowhere to be found in the sidekick. You have to scroll down so far you'll sprain your finger. But we're gonna take him. We're gonna take him and stack up our Raider situation. But no, appreciate you, Eggers. But yes, you know what? I will listen to advice on things, especially if I don't know what I'm doing. Me and Nez already won this contest. Well, you know what? What does third place pay? Third place pays $25,000. That's not bad. That's a a Starbucks gift card worth winning there. So we'll try to get it. Nez deleted his comment after he drafted Pacheco. Oh no. Don't apologize for art chat. Pacheco's way. Thank you, Purple Yosh. There we go. Yeah, running back out here is a wasteland. Is a complete and utter wasteland. Goofy Chicken Fantasy. What up, drafters? GM. Hey, GM2 Goofy Chicken. Got to catch Goofy Chicken stream yesterday. Great stream, great energy. If you guys don't sub to Goofy Chicken, y'all should, because he is he's putting out some great drafts. Bronco can't agree with Pacheco being the way, but you know what? That's why we do this. That's why you don't have to go by ADP. Pacheco and wagon together. So you don't agree this is a wagon, or you should draft Pacheco. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how much Superflex is in the future of this channel. It's going bad. I'll keep the board up though, so people can see what's going on. I mean, we got Katron Allen going up pick 176 potentially, and this is no shade on Hartman. I'm not trying to come down on him, but that could be the running back 5 in Washington. And we're quibbling that the running back 2 in Detroit's bad. Come on, guys. Houday, I hear 444 through 16 is optimal. There we go. The old 444. All right, let's see what Crutches does. I hope the sidekick's doesn't have Trey Tucker in his recommendation, because that's who I want here. If we don't get Trey Tucker, he takes Gunnar Helm. That makes sense. We'll take Tucker. We'll build out this beautiful Raiders stack that we have going on here. Jeremy Bernard goes to Who Ames. Like the Jeremy Bernard. Click there. See what we get. Or it's RB1. Who's RB1? Oh, you're talking about Katron Allen. Yeah, we may never know. We may never know. Chad mentions my team. I don't mind the Katron Allen pick, but if you're gonna get up in arms about Isaiah Pacheco, like there's it's not like this. It's not like we have a lot of locked in opportunity here. I take Katron Allen. Don't hear what I'm not saying. But I'm just saying, if people are gonna get really mad about a 14th round pick, there's other stuff going on here. Woof. It's so bad, guys. It's so bad. I'm gonna, yeah, I'll take Antonio Williams. I'm pretty Antonio Williams pilled. I know he's not in the sidekicks range. Good God. Yeah, he was a bit of a scroll there, but I'm an Antonio Williams truther, so we'll take him there. Crutches takes Stribling. I was between Stribling and Williams, so there we go. Hear what he's not. Yeah, you're also welcome to do that. To microwave. Some of us know Katron and Pacheco more. Well, then what else? What else are we doing? It's such a bad range. I mean, you could argue like Ray Davis and Bigsby make more sense because they seem pretty much clearly the contingent upside. Ray Davis, I think he was a sneaky winner from the draft. Maybe Bigsby too. So yeah, I like those clicks down in the depths myself. You did not get muted. Oh, I just missed this, Chris. We know Pacheco is bad. At least we don't know Katron is bad just yet. Yeah, I just like the roll. Sorry. It's it is hard to manage. You know, you were not muted. Williams was debating Williams or Jeremy, didn't want the double stack. Yeah. I like, again, all those guys. Bernard, Williams, Stribling, the Bells, even I mean, I like Tesla. I think he's kind of a tier above down in that range. Sounds like a pretty good argument for sorry. Bayou Bengal, I feel like I'm taking Tyreek so much. Oh, it's so hard for me to get to Tyreek just because that the injury recovery stuff is so bad. Like, my recollection was as of a couple months ago, we still needed another surgery. And then just on top of that being like your whole game is speed. I don't know. I'm pretty worried about Tyreek. Pretty worried about Tyreek. No, you can be anti-Buckeyes. I grew up a Miami Hurricanes fan. I have no love for the Buckeyes. I'm old enough to remember that phantom pass interference in the Fiesta Bowl. Believe me, I can hold a grudge for a long time. I am not a Buckeye fan. Yeah, I miss. I know. When you are a chat reading channel, you've got a reputation to uphold. Go AZ Cards, you have a pretty long runway before you get muted. It takes two. See, sometimes the chat skips too. You have to remember that. Sometimes the chat skips. Oh, let's get really gross. Let's take Kalen Black. You know, what if he's the backup running back in San Francisco? What if it's actually is him? We'll see. We'll find out together. The sidekick wants no part of that. But hey, we will, B. Grandy and I, one of us, surely one of us is right. Surely they can't sign some other running back and ruin it. It would spook me too. Yeah. It's like the Sixth Sense. All of a sudden you just realize, like, do I really exist? Chad Candles didn't read my comment. All right, let's run no, I gotta go. I gotta go after this. I'm sorry. It's been 2.5 hours. It's been 2.5 hours. I don't know how many likes I have. I'm drafting dead Superflex teams. Who Ames is nice though. Who Ames leaves me as a little treat. My guy Greg Dulcich. Thank you, Who Ames. Thank you so much for that. I do love me some Greg Dulcich in all formats. Yeah. What movie? Euphoria spoilers last night on ship chasing. I mean, is nowhere safe. Is nowhere safe. Longest standing sports grudge player or team. It probably is the Buckeyes. Growing up a Canes fan, I think that's the longest one. I do remember the Bills, hating the Bills in the 90s. I remember Brian Cox flipping off the fans in Buffalo in a snowy game. Dolphins were losing. We always lost to them. Really didn't like the Bills as a kid, viscerally. The lightning strike that happened concurrent with the thunder as I was taking out the trash last night almost had me dead. Now Chad won't read my. Yeah. When you see the flash and hear it at the same time, not good. Not good. Brian Cox is a great actor. I think it was Brian Cox. Hope I didn't like. Yeah, I was, to be clear, I was not upset by a Euphoria plot spoiler. I was not bothered in the slightest. Yeah, I was but it was a good bit. Even if I didn't know who they were talking about. He was in the second Bourne movie. No, I'm talking, it was Brian Cox. He was a linebacker. He wore the back in the old days, they had the, what was it for? It was some kind of like weird neck support. Brian Cox, he's a coach now. Yeah. Brian Cox. I mean, my God, what a man. Legend. Yeah, I didn't realize. I actually didn't know that was the old guy's name in the Bourne movies. He's in a lot of stuff. Now that I see who that is. Brian Cox, the voice of McDonald's. Oh man! All right, let me find a good Brian Cox picture here. The Finsider. This guy, Brian Cox. See, he's got the neck thing. He was a mean man. Brian Cox was. All right, let me go back to the draft. All right, we have one pick left. Who do we want to take? I want Ted Hurst, but if Crutches has the sidekick, he's going to get Ted Hurst. So let's have a backup plan. Oh, I can't do Jack Betch. Oh, he takes Heidenreich. There we go. All right, we'll take our guy Ted Hurst. Dear God. That'll wrap this team. That will wrap this team. All right, here we go. We had a 4-5-8-3. Bo Nix, Mendoza, Penix, Kirk Cousins. So again, we took both Raiders QBs. Bijan, Judkins, Tyler Algier, Isaiah Pacheco, Kalen Black. Wide receiver room. Amon-Ra, Rashee Rice, A.J. Brown, Matthew Golden, Jalen Naylor, Trey Tucker, Antonio Williams, and Ted Hurst. And a tight end room of Tyler Warren, Kyle Pitts, Greg Dulcich. I don't know if this team came out that great. I don't know if it came out. Bobby Cox was a hell of a manager. Braves manager for many years. I agree there. It was in the queue. Let it ride. All right. ASU versus U of A. We always beat them in football, and they were better than us at basketball when I was there. But they're always better than us at basketball, except for the brief era when we had James Harden. Crutches is the GOAT, indeed. Eli. Like Eli Manning? Or Eli from like There Will Be Blood? Eli, my boy. Brian Cox, the physicist. Maybe the name carries greatness. There we go. Lula's hated my team. Should have took Burrow instead of chasing the first. No, you played it right. Just these super flex rooms are weird. Greg Lloyd would have... Yeah, see, there we go. The Bills people. All right, everyone. This was tons of fun. If you can, like the stream, sub to the channel. We'll be back tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Who Day cooked. I'm out of gas. The bus is out of gas for reviewing everyone's team. But thank you so much for filling this beautiful super flex stream. I wouldn't even know what I was looking at if I was reviewing your team. That's what I'm gonna message Leg Up. I'll be like, Sidekick, I need a team review feature so I can overlook people's teams. Yeah, 49 after 2.6. You really are a lawyer. 2.6 hours. Billable hours. Dear God. All right, everyone. I'll see y'all tomorrow. This was a ton of fun. Take care.